Stones talk, whispers spread. Shadows dance where stories bled. Screens flash blue, headlines scream. Reality fades, just a meme. The night won't tell, but the streets still know. Underground whispers, the truth will show. City sparks, city sparks. They fly so high, fake truths crumble, can't deny. Miami heat, Paris dreams, fighting the lies that split the seams.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Hello, my darlings. Welcome to the Banksy style channel. It's been a hot minute since we've been here, haven't we, kids? I hope you're all well. Oh, sorry. I just gotta make sure the mic is working and the microphone is not working, which brings us to the awesomeness. Hello. Oh no. Hey, what's up? Fun with dirt. Yeah, it's all good. It's all working. I can see it working. I just can't hear myself, which is a bit odd. I don't understand why I'm unable to hear myself. Wait a minute. That might be it. That, as in, it's not that I can't hear myself. I can't hear the background music when it was playing. Let me just do a quick test, boys and girls. Just a little test. What's up, Fun with Dirt? How's it going, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? What's up, Fun? It's been a while, man. It's been a hot minute since we've been on this channel. Isn't it just? First and foremost, let me open up by saying I apologize to everyone out there because I have man flu. Hence, I'm drinking tea. This is ginger, lemon, turmeric, and green matcha. And I gotta tell you, it's helped a lot. Now, you may be listening to some of my my own little AI music that I've been rocking with recently. Hello, open your eyes. What's up, Jordan? Good to see you, mate. Yeah, so if you're enjoying this is some funky shit I came up with.
Whispers spread. Shadows dance where stories bled. Screens flash blue, headlines scream. Reality fades, just a meme. The night won't tell, but the streets still know.
Yeah, just messing with some funky music online. What's up, Slim? Everybody's here. We're just faffing about on the internet tonight, boys and girls. Nothing serious, nothing gloomy. It's going to be cheery and laughter. I hope so, anyway. I'm just going to play some of the crazy shit that I find on Instagram, and actually some of the stuff that Fun with Dirt sends me, believe it or not. You're responsible for some of this show, Fun. I just want you to know this. Some of it is in your hands. I made some AI songs last week. Good man. I'll try and send it to you. Yes, send it. Send it to me, baby. Send it to me on the old Insta. Oh, that does not look good. I'm not loving that. Yeah, let me take that off. See, what I'm using is Bluetooth, kids. I'm using a Bluetooth little receiver here. Because I prefer them like this, because I prefer these headsets. So I can wear my wired headset, but Bluetoothy it. So if you ever do want to look into these little Bluetooth receivers, where you can actually listen to your Bluetooth on any wired style headset that you enjoy. Now, I do like these ones, admittedly, but these actually coil around your ear. Very, very, very professional TV looking stuff. But I'm just using these ones that I've got right now, which is sweet. So yeah, check Instagram. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I shall. I will be. Let me see. I gotta check the other one. Too many Instagrams. Well, actually, I don't like that many Instagrams. All right. We will enjoy Mr. Fun with Dirt's music. Actually, we might be able to enjoy now, but you're just gonna hear the music though. You're not gonna see any imagery. So I just want everyone to know this. There is no image. Well, actually, let me see. Maybe I can invoke an image of sorts. Let's see. What is this? No, this isn't really what I'm after. Why are you doing this to me, Mr. Googles? I'm more interested in Bear with me, boys and girls. Bear with moi. Let me see if I can. Okay, now I'm doing this just for you, fun. All this effort, just for fun. Fun with Dirts. No. More after. Okay. Let's see how this works out for us kids. At the moment, things are a little complex. They're a little complicated. Sorry about that. I was because I got to share my screen and I had to prepare a few things to do that for when I want to play Fun's piece of music. Okay, we can see that, right? Little artistic vision in order for me to be able to play his music. Let's see if we can hear it.
Fun with dirt, fuck yeah. Here to dig up your motherfucking backyard.
Oh, dude, you immediately went in with swear words. I mean, how is it that you didn't even warn me about this being an 18 rated video?
Fun with dirt, fuck yeah. Here to dig up your motherfucking backyard.
Can you guys hear this? Let me know if you can hear it, by the way. Give me an input info. Fun? Can you hear this?
Fun with dirt, fuck yeah. Here to dig up your motherfucking backyard. Fun with dirt, fuck yeah. motherfucking backyard. Fun with dirt, fuck yeah, what you gonna do when we dig near you? Fun with dirt, fuck yeah, here to dig up your motherfucking backyard. Fun with dirt, fuck yeah, what you gonna do when we dig near you? What you gonna do when we dig near you? Oh, oh, oh. What you gonna do when we dig near you? Oh, oh, fun with dirt, fuck yeah. What you gonna do when we dig near you? Fun with dirt, fuck yeah. Here to dig up your motherfucking backyard. Fun with dirt, fuck yeah. What you gonna do when we dig near you? Fun with dirt, fuck yeah, here to dig up your motherfucking backyard.
Yes, that was Fun with Dirt. What you gonna do when we dig up your motherfucking house? Cause that's how we roll with Fun with Dirt, by the looks of things, guys. Fun with Dirt. Check him out. Check him out. He is he's a great content creator. I have to give it to him. He digs up shit, finds shit, discovers shit. Why can I not have a solo of myself on this without sharing the screen anymore? It seems that every situation involves the sharing of my screen. I don't want to share the screen. I just want to have moi back on. Good one, fun. I will before we get into this, before we get into the comedy hour. First of all, if anyone wants to jump on, by all means, feel free. You may also join the fun. You can join the fun club, the fun boys. Anyone who has a mod, feel free to pin that. If you can. If not, let me see if I can pin it myself. Christ. I don't think I can pin it. Shit, I can't pin it. Can't pin my own goddamn videos. Ain't that a bitch? Let me investigate this mother sucker to see if we can, in fact, pin this bitch in the chat here. Bear with me. Let's pin this boy. Now it is pinned. It is pinned hardcore. So, kids, let me give you guys a little thing of my own little musical exploration into the world of AI music. For I too have created some stuff. Now you probably heard the first one, which was very funky. Love that one. Here's another one, which I think it's also funky, but I do like. Hold on.
crooked game. Cafes hum with the quiet war. Screenshot louder than the corner store. London calling, but who's picking up? Miami's burning, the truth's corrupt. Clickbait headlines, they pull the thread. What's real living? What's just dead? Concrete echoes, voices collide. Truth or lies, nowhere to hide. Round the world, it's all the same. Playing the players in a crooked game. Concrete echoes, truth or lies, round the world, playing the players in a crooked game. Concrete echoes, voices collide, truth or lies, nowhere to hide. Round the world, it's all the same, playing the players. Crooked game.
Yeah. Well, hello, back. We're back again. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is almost an old school radio style show where we will interrupt every so often with a little musical jam. That was Concrete Streets by me, Banksy style. What was it called again? Damn, I forgot the damn name. Yeah, Concrete something. Concrete Echoes. There we go. It's all the music I have has a streets kind of, independent media vibe to it. So yeah, that was me fading in and out. Damn, this green screen is really screwing up tonight. It just does not wish to play ball. I think it's below. I think I'm below a certain threshold. I have to either raise it or lower it. Hold on. Maybe that's why. No. It just doesn't. It doesn't want to know. It's a little awkward tonight. A little awkward, but it's okay. We'll move on. All right. Well, first of all, let me give some salutations and good evenings to the people in the chit chats. We got obviously Fun with Dirts. Salute to you, sir. We got Helen James 2. Salutations to you, my dear. And lots of love. And Lynn Chalmers, love all around to live, Lynn. Everybody give some big up love to Lynn. As much as I have a bunch of people who hate each other, but I love them all. We seem to be in a bit of a quagmire here in and amongst these guys. I love you all equally. I promise you that. May that cough. That cough sounds bad. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have man flu. Terrible man flu. Now, I suspect it's also COVID, but then COVID is basically flu. It's just bad flu, and I can't smell a thing. I cannot smell a thing. I probably stink to high heaven, although I did shower just a few hours ago. But I just, I can't smell anything. I put aftershave on, can't smell it. Can't put deodorant on, can't smell it. Can't smell anything. I have totally lost the sense of smell. And a large sense of taste as well. Although I can taste sweet and bitter things, I cannot taste nuances within flavors. Nothing. Textures, I can only detect the textures with my tongue and, teeth and mouth, but I can't actually taste like lemon. I wouldn't know it's lemon. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. I've got tangerines here. Good, nice bit of C, vitamin C. Can't taste a thing. Can't taste a thing. I can't. Nothing. Nothing. Can't smell a thing. Can't. I mean, I can taste that it is sweet and tangy. I can taste the sweetness, but it doesn't have any tangerine flavor to it. Clementine. Sorry, I think these are clementines. Sorry. It doesn't have any actual like distinct flavor. It's crazy. It's crazy when you can't actually smell anything. You lose your sense of smell. It's pretty daunting actually, especially when I sprayed aftershave and realized I can't actually smell it at all. Get a couple of spoons of honey in you. Thank you, my love. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, we do have someone. Oh my God, it's Bass. You know you're on camera. Are you cool with that? All right, I'll bring you up, my man. Got ourselves Mr. Welshman. What's up?
Good evening, Banksy.
How's it going, man?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you loud and clear, my good sir. I can hear you loud and clear. How is our old Trigger? How's he doing?
He's doing very well, to be honest with you.
He's doing better?
He's sort of showing no signs. Yeah, he's recovered really well, just showing no illness at all.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good to hear, man. We love Trigger. Love Trigger.
You've been quite active recently.
Have I been what?
You've been quite active recently.
Active? In what? I mean, not really. I haven't actually been out
Doing
into the
live
streets all weekend.
Well, this weekend, but the last month.
Yeah. I mean, it's been okay. In the last few weeks, I was out and about in a few protests here and there. I did some stuff for Lewis. I don't know if you saw that. Louis. Sorry, not Lewis. Louis.
Yeah.
So I was active, not necessarily on my channel, but I was active on his channel. Producing some stuff for him because he was on holiday. So I did a couple of days for Louis, and then, but on my own channel, Hafiz, it's been I just uploaded the stuff that I did for Louis back on my own channel. After, obviously, he gets the exclusive, but then afterwards, a day or two later, I uploaded it myself. Oh, there goes Based. Based is dropped off. And that's because, unfortunately, Based is on the phone. Every time he gets a call or something else, then it happens. No problemo. Okay, guys and girls. Well, as we know, for the guys who are mods, if you can repost the stream link every few minutes, if you can, please, just to keep us going here. In the meanwhile, let's get Bass back. Big up, Bass. What's up?
Yes, I don't know why I disconnected that. Louis had a bit of problem when he went to Villa Park, didn't he? And he had a couple of beardy weirdies giving him a hard time.
Really? When? In this weekend?
No, you know there was that Israeli football team and Villa playing.
Oh, this was when he went up Birmingham. When he went up to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Well, that was. Let's be honest. That was to be expected. But I mean, you're going into the lion's den on that one.
Yeah, to be honest with you, though, when you look at him, he doesn't look like like the usual sort of character, should we say? And when he opens his mouth, he clearly comes across as mostly quite middle class.
Yeah.
And he does sort of be as neutral as he can, and they weren't having any of it. These beardies, they weren't.
The thing is, although yes, what's it called? Louis is kind of a middle class London lad. Really, he's not part of any kind of. He doesn't come off as sort of a Tommy guy or anything. But the fact is, he's white. He's middle class, and he professes. Yeah, exactly. It really is. I mean, you go to Birmingham, unless you're wearing some kind of a kippah or some kind of those little Muslim hats, and you got a long ass beard, and you're just running around screaming Allahu Akbar, then they're gonna consider you enemy, especially that night. Oh, there goes Based again. What's going on? Based keeps dropping off. Maybe it's my connection. Maybe it's his. I don't know. For everyone out there, let me know if we get any issues with the with the stream. You're back,
Well,
my man.
yeah. Well, the second time I definitely didn't touch anything. It just disconnected. So I don't know why. It's next time.
It could be from my end because I had a little moment. My internet's been in and out. My internet disconnected just earlier on tonight as well, completely. It could be.
So,
It could be
so,
that I'm streaming and it's not coping.
so what I can maybe to speak about is the old Trump BBC business, which I find highly amusing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't really think anything's going to come of it. Obviously, he's not going to be able to sue them for $1 billion. That's ridiculous. But as in, he will never win $1 billion lawsuit. He may win a few million lawsuit. I think he's got a legitimate case where he was, misrepresented. He could even. Well, he goes. Is he gone again? Is he back again? Damn, something's going on. You're back.
Yeah, I'm going to switch phones if it goes again, and it might be the
Yeah,
phone on my end.
maybe
I'm gonna,
reboot, restart the phone. Maybe the signal will get. I mean, are you on Wi-Fi?
I'm going to log in now on my other phone while we're talking. So
Yeah,
you'll see me come up again off a different.
yeah. Maybe it's the. Are you on Wi-Fi or 4G on these phones? Are you using?
Well, I'm on Wi-Fi on one of the phones, but it doesn't normally give me any problems. There we go. Join as guest. Can you see me come in on the
There
new
you
phone
go.
now?
Yeah, I see you now. BW. Yeah, base Welshman.
I'll drop
There you
that
go.
one.
Are you gonna drop off the other one?
I'll drop the B.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to drop one because it's echoing. Hold on. Okay, you can still hear me?
Yeah, is that better now?
Yeah. Seems pretty decent. Let's drop that one off. Okay, sweet.
Okay.
Um,
I've
go on.
obviously I've looked into it a little bit. The Black Belt Barrister's done a couple of nice videos about it, even though it's all a bit clear anyway. He seems to think Trump's got a good case because the BBC has basically admitted their fault already, and it's amazingly enough they did it in 2021. Got pulled about it at the time from Newsnight, which is 100% no third party involved in the production of Newsnight. And they got pulled about it at the time and just basically shrugged it off. And then they've done it again in 24, didn't they? And they're blaming it maybe on a third party editing company. But the thing is, they haven't done it once. They've done it twice that we know of. And guess what? They're going to find there should be another one next week or so.
Well, yeah. I mean, in all honesty, the fact is that this is a bit of an odd situation with the BBC because if Trump sues the shit out of them, which I highly encourage for him to do, the person who gets punished is the British public.
Yeah,
and that's why I think Trump finds himself maybe in a precarious position where he may not want to do that because he doesn't want to. He's not doing this to hurt the British public, but the British public are essentially held hostage by the government of this country to pay for this shitty organization that they don't wish to support. I mean, if they gave us a referendum on the BBC and who would wish to continue its public support, or should it become a private entity and simply, go into the marketplace, the open marketplace of TV stations, the BBC would collapse within a few years. The BBC would literally be destroyed within a few years.
Yeah.
Because the BBC will not survive the way it is with producing propaganda essentially and products that nobody wants to watch, that the British public, that it is literally directly an enemy of the British citizenry, and yet the British are compelled to pay for it. We are hostages. This is a hostage situation right now when it comes to the BBC.
Keir's already said that they'll cover it basically if need be. if they have to. So yeah, it's not even the license fee.
Yeah.
It's going to be the public.
The government will literally take our tax money to pay BBC's charges, or BBC slanderous, libelous charges that they'll be sued for in court. This is ridiculous. This is why I think that we have to have an asserted movement where we pressure people like Farage or anyone who potentially comes into government. I think defunding or taking away the license fee of the BBC should be a manifesto of a political party. Absolutely, it should be. We do not require to have to pay for this propaganda outlet. We should not be held hostage to this. There should be at least a party that would say we will hold a referendum, just like Brexit. We have to create an environment in which it forces a political party, just like we did with the Conservatives, to hold a referendum on the BBC and its license fee, and let the people decide. Because when the BBC was created versus where the BBC is now, the landscape of media is an entirely different thing. Media has completely changed. The BBC was created in an era where literally there was no television. There was nothing. Radio was the only other option. So you can't force people to pay for something that they literally would choose not to pay for in a landscape in which media and multimedia is everywhere. There is nothing. If the BBC disappeared tomorrow, I would have to hear from it from a news station, because I wouldn't know. I don't use any services. Occasionally, I use the BBC Weather app. And in all honesty, if that went away, it wouldn't make any difference in my life. There's like 12 other weather apps. In fact, you could ask AI. You could just ask Siri. You could just ask Google to tell you the weather. It'll report the weather to you, in detail every time you want. I mean, I don't know if you saw, there was a comedy film actually some time back where there was this house party and people were asking each other, small talk and shit. And this guy asked this other woman, or I think it was a woman or a man, "Oh, so what do you do?" And she said, "Oh, I'm a weather girl for Channel News, blah, blah, blah." He goes, "Oh, I see. Oh, you mean the thing, you do a job which has now been replaced by an app on my phone. I have replaced you with an app on my phone." I mean, is there even a job for weather people anymore? I mean, sure, I understand meteorology and people who who have machines and stuff who actually see the weather patterns, the cloud patterns, wind and whatever, and then they make predictions of that.
Can you hear me, Banks? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, another one I always found quite funny. It's a bit of a switch, but when they say about the BBC and then like what you miss, it's like the EU and they say, "Oh, I've got to queue up when I got to come back in the country and stuff." I'm thinking, is that it? Or and the NHS sort of card you get it in the Mediterranean. I thought, well, I had to try and use that once. And you go to anywhere in Greece, one of those cards, those EU sort of NHS card things, they just tell you to fuck off.
Mm.
Even though they're
you mean
to accept
abroad?
You and
Abroad, yeah, it's a bit of a yeah. It's not. It's not clear. I mean, the only time I needed to use a medical thing in Europe, it was actually in the Republic of Czech. I had a funny enough, a terrible cold like this one. Except we were out there shooting videos, as you know my history of shooting certain types of videos. And I had this terrible cold, and I got a terrible ear infection. I'm known, my ears are very sensitive from childhood, and I needed to get antibiotics. And I said to the translator, I just need to go to somewhere where there's a doctor that can write a prescription for antibiotics, because you just can't buy antibiotics, off the shelf. She said, that's fine, I'll take you. And we were fully insured by our company for any medical issues.
Just want cash, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. I went there. I took all this massive like pack of documents like that. Doctor said, "Look, I don't even know what the hell this is. I honestly, I said, don't worry, don't. I just brought it just in case you need it. I will pay however much you need me to pay. Just let me. Yeah. I have a stack of cash here. How much? Just tell me how much, and we'll sort this shit out because I need this antibiotics for my ears." And she was like, "Yep." She did a little examination. Put some olive oil with some cotton wool in my ear because that apparently helps earaches as well. Wrote me a prescription. Went up. Paid her. Paid the doctor. Went to the pharmacy. Paid the pharmacy cash. And got my stuff, and then the company just reimbursed me. They just the accounts department. I just gave them the bill, the receipts, and they just put the money in my account. So
let me give you a horror story, but it's not so much a horror story. It's just an experience in life. So I was doing some business in South America, importing classic vehicles into the country, and I put the word out, like, so I'm going to Argentina, like, anyone fancy it, like, and my mate came back at the 11th hour, about 5 days to go, like, I was going. He said, fucking book me in. I was like, what? He said, me and the missus just finished, book me in. I was like, fucking hell. So anyway, he got a flight and we went out there. He ended up, we both ended up having a good time, should we say. And then he got panicked on about, like, maybe catching something. Because he'd been a bit of we'd been laddish, should we say. And he got because his condom broke while he was up to something,
oh, dear God.
So he had a huge panic on, and he went to private doctors and got some, like, they weren't antibiotics, but they were like something to say, like, there was something, they were like tablets that it would, like, if there was any viruses there, it would, Anyway, he had like a week of tablets, and I was going to Uruguay the next week. And then he went back to the private clinic to get his results, and his results come back clear. And we were going to Uruguay that day. And I was like, fucking right, let's just get the fuck out of here, let's get to the docks, and we'll go to Uruguay. We turned around and I went across the road, and shall I say, it was early in the morning, and I looked the wrong direction and got clipped by a coach driving past, with the wing mirror of the coach. And then I was like, it was like a car wash. I was like one of those car wash blades between a coach and parked cars. I was like stood up rolling down the fucking road, like, if you know what I mean. And I kept my eye completely open. I was insured and all that. I literally walked back into the private clinic he just walked back out of, paid $500, and I was stitched up in like half an hour. Literally finished and done. Still caught the same ferry to Uruguay. But I thought, fucking what a day. What a fucking day. And by the end of the day, I think I'd won about $2,000 in a casino, but my eye had shut completely.
Bloody hell!
It was like shutting during the day. Like every, like, it's pretty tough. Like,
damn. But you paid and you got your medical treatment,
I mean,
relatively.
I started talking about insurance, and they were just like, "Fucking no, mate. Just like you, mate. We want dollars. That's it. That's all we want is dollars. We'll get you sorted now." And $500 later, I was sorted.
Yeah, I'm not even certain how much.
I was done by a plastic surgeon. I wasn't even done by, they've done a really good job on my eye.
Amazing. But what I mean is, I'm not even that, like, stoked or that sort of, what's it called? That 100% certain about these like, travel insurances that we get. Whether they are.
Like I said, you need these services on the 11th hour when shit hits the fan. If they turn around and say, fuck off.
Yeah. But the only reason I usually get the travel insurance anyway is if the expenses are exceedingly large. Yeah. That's where if we're looking at tens of thousands of pounds, then you have no choice. You have to, go through it, go through the process and try to do that. But I mean, if it's even up to £1,000, I wouldn't even bother with the travel insurance, because I think it's I think it's an absolute. It's just people around the world. They're just like, give me the cash, man. That's all I want. Big up Curb. Big up Curb. I'm gonna just write big up Curb. Big up Curb your enthusiasm. One of my old school fans, old school watchers of the Banksy show. I know I haven't been on this side of YouTube for a while, man. I haven't done anything on the Banksy style. That's because YouTube's basically screwed this channel over. But if I want to fuck around a little bit, I could do that on this channel without having to worry about monetization and this and that. So that's the reason I ran this one, because this one was going to be a bit of a piss take. Oh, sorry, hiccups. A bit of a piss take of a show. I was going to play a bunch of like jokes and shit that I see on Instagram, essentially, and that's why I did it. So yeah,
I've got an amazing one for you. Absolutely amazing.
Drop it in the private chat. But also, whilst you're looking, let me play
for fascism, or against fascism. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a couple of things that I've sort of found along the way. So yeah, let me play some of this stuff whilst you're doing your thing.
I found it anyway, but just for you to know, if you go in YouTube and put in degenerates against fascism in Portland, the comedy place in America. They literally had a protest, and they're self-admitting that they're degenerates, but they're against fascism. Honestly. And they're all in like puppy outfits and stuff. It's like extreme protest.
I'll look that up, but just give me a minute. Let me play some of this stuff. Chill.
There's an echo on.
No worries.
Don't love your job, job your love. Don't.
I love that.
Yeah.
Don't face your fear your face.
I love this one. So fucking. I laughed for like 3 days on this one. I think you've seen this one, right? Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
I've seen him do similar stuff on my side.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna get that. I'm sorry. Yeah, because I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
Sorry. This is more of a solo stream, because every time I share my screen, I get echoes. It's crazy. But yeah, let's just play it. Let me start again.
Don't love your job, job your love. Don't.
I love that.
Yeah.
Don't face your fear your face. Don't crack your finger your crack. Don't judge a book by its cover. Cover the judge with the book. Don't pimp your ride. Ride your pimp. Every man for himself for every man. Don't wipe your bum your wife. Mean girl in pot meeting girl. Don't die trying. Try dying.
Don't.
Oh my god. That one. I love that one. That I laughed for like 4 days with that one. All right. Oh, there goes based. I know. The lyrics are actually comments in the comment section of this video, where this woman said, "Don't love you." She said she heard this from some guru. Don't love your job your love. No, was it? Yeah. Don't love your job your love. And then people just took the piss, just severe amounts of piss. Big up, Bass, you're on. So I thought I'd open up the panel. I'd open up the show with the comedy side of things. Sorry, did you said it was degenerates for what?
Yeah, so on YouTube, you can get it on Twitter, but there's a 7-minute video on YouTube now. If you put in "degenerates against fascism," it's the highlight version. There's a 27-minute video, but there's a 7-minute video. I'm sure we could scan through it. At one stage, there's a dog on the floor barking. I put it on International Steve's last night.
See. I saw you guys on Steve's. I was just too ill to come on. I just didn't have it in me. So I skipped it because it was just too much. But I did see you guys on Steve's. I love Steve's show. He's such a good group of guys. Just it's just unfortunately my brain was mash. I was even more mashed than now. I shouldn't even be doing the show now. I was thinking to myself, should I even bother be doing the show now? But then again, I thought to myself, what the hell? I actually, to be honest with you, I just want to play a bit of comedy videos, play some of these new tracks I created, like a radio, like old school radio, where they just talk a little, like late night radio, where they talk a little and then they just play some music and then they talk some more. Because nowadays I find, even with radio, it's like talk radio. Like you get your talk radio, your LBC, and they're just talking. There's commercial breaks, but there's no music breaks. And then there's I guess I suppose I don't really listen to others like Heart or whatever, but I listen to History, and History doesn't really have any stops between music. It has music. Occasionally, a guy says a couple of things and then goes into an ad, and then comes out of the ad and goes into music. So it's all just almost back-to-back music the whole time, which is what I like because I don't want some idiot talking. But there was that era, the Howard Stern era, where they were doing that talking, just shit talking, and then there was music thrown in. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
That sort of a thing, you know what I mean? Where there was music, then there was a bit of whatever, comedy, talk, whatever, and then there was music again. That old school style of radio, that coming Good Morning Vietnam style. This is Masad says, talk is cheap.
What we get now, we get Keith and Shirley's 8:00 morning show, which is a very diluted version with very, should we say, safe opinions, etc. Because that's basically what we get on commercial now. I think you just get 8 rated celebrities that are doing the morning show, a male and a female team.
Yeah,
and they just talk safe shit. No one wants to hear it.
Yep. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if you can hear this. Let me know if the sound isn't coming through. But
I'll go on mute. No.
Yeah. Just because it's gonna start echoing. You're gonna start hearing echoes. But here we go. This is.
You might have to plus 7 seconds all the time. It's pretty tough to watch.
How old is it? Yeah, it is 7 minutes long. So let's see what we get. Is the volume? Shit! Hold on a minute.
Just press play.
Yeah, it's on. It's good.
No Trump, no ICE, no fascist USA. No Trump, no ICE, no fascist USA. No ICE, no fascist USA. No Trump, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no ICE, no fascist USA. No Trump, no ICE. No fascist USA! No Trump! No ICE! No fascist USA! No.
They say pause off. Pause off.
Trump, no ICE, no fascist USA.
First, I would like to start with,
Look at this middle-aged man. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. You see, this is what happens when children don't get to have, when parents don't say no to their kids. This is what happens when parents say no to their kids. See, if these people heard a little bit more no at school, if they were told, no, you're not allowed to do this, you can't do that, no, oh, you lost that race, well, tough. Next time, try harder. Those are the things that allow men and women to grow up into adults. These people never became adults. They are perpetual children. A friend of mine said to me years ago that we Generation X, are the Peter Pan generation. If we, the Generation X, were the Peter Pan generation who were outside getting, in the mud and the dirt and the rugby pitch and the cricket pitch and the football pitch and all of these other things, riding motorbikes, I was riding motorbikes since I was 16, and all of that shit, then what the F are these millennials? I mean, this guy, I'll be honest, he's probably Gen X as well. He looks in his face Gen X-y.
So this is what they said about it, right? In the description, falls off a coalition of kinksters, furries, play participants, and other self-identified degenerates against fascism march on Sunday of something to the ice vicinity. Important, but not good. Chanted no Trump, no ICE, no ICE, USA. It's unbelievable.
This is what I mean.
There's a
little
more in the description. I want to hear barking. I want to hear screaming and howling. I want to hear horse noises. I want to hear moaning. We are degenerates against fascism. There's so much more in the description. I can't go. So
this is me, man.
So
these people were not told no.
News share or news to share. He's trying to cover it up by giving a big description. Saying self-described. Degenerate.
It looks like Massad's getting an echo as well. I think he's probably got the same sort of. It's because I'm sharing the screen. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna just try and play through this a little bit, and then we'll just stop the sharing and just talk. I can share it without the sound. I guess. I mean, I suppose we could do that. Because if I share without sound, I don't think you get echo.
I'll just go on mute. Don't worry. You need the sound because you got to hear what they're talking about.
Let me know. Let me just try it. But let me know what you get. I'm sharing without the sound though. All right. Tell me. Are you hearing an echo now?
It's me when I'm talking.
So when you talk, you get an echo.
Yes, it's not the video. So just I'll go on mainly mute now.
That's crazy. Echo when I'm talking or when the video's playing. Let me know.
I think what he's hearing is an echo when I'm talking when the video's on display. When the video's on display, I hear an echo with me talking.
Yeah. I think
I
that's
just need to go on mute. Really.
Yeah. Let me just play it for a few more minutes, and then we'll just chat about it.
but I didn't say nothing. And I think we all know the rest of that poem. We all know the rest of that poem. The reason you don't hear a whole lot of stories about trans people coming out of the concentration camps is because we did not come out of them. They eliminated us with prejudice.
But how would you even know that they eliminated you? A lot of trans men who were dressing up as women would have dressed up as men again. They would have dressed you up as men. They wouldn't have even let you be dressed as a woman inside a concentration camp. What, you think the concentration camps would put the trans men into the women's camps? No, they would put you in your sexual orientation. So you'd be dressed as men, you'd be with the men, so no one would even know whether you were trans or not. This is ridiculous. They think there should be pictures of trans men and women in their respective costumes in World War II images. Of course there wouldn't be any of that. You're out of your frigging mind. Because this idiot thinks that just because we don't see any trans people in the images of World War II, is because they were all eliminated. No, it's because they would have dressed you according to your sex. And so whether your brain was fucking broken and you were trans on the inside, no one would ever see it in a picture because you would look like a man.
Look, we got our wheelchair business.
Yes. This is Antifa furries in wheelchair. Fuck me. This is what I mean, man. This is what happens when children get told, they never get told no. I guarantee you don't see any of this in Ukraine. You don't see any of this in Mogadishu, sub-Saharan African nations.
I guarantee seeing a pally flag around. But if they went out there, I'm going to
That's what I'm saying. That's what, the places where life is actually hard. This is literally first world shit. You only get this in first world countries, first world nations that allow this kind of bullshit. I mean, first world nations like Saudi Arabia and Dubai don't allow it. And by the way, I consider those countries first world now. They're in fact advanced countries. They're not even just first world. They've got shit that we don't even have over here anymore. They are beyond unbelievably advanced. But culturally and legally, yeah, they're still in the 7th century.
I mean, in Dubai, you can leave a Ferrari with a laptop and everything else with keys in the ignition for hours. I've seen YouTubers do it for hours.
Yeah.
You can't leave a car in Chelsea for fucking 5 seconds.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, as far as security is a whole other level. They're far better, but they just know that because their punishments are incredibly brutal as well, and they've got very harsh punishments. That's why no one fucks around over there. But what I'm saying is this only happens in the Western hemisphere of the world, the Western liberal societies, yeah. And to be honest with you, you see, this is like a little blip in time. In 100 years, no one will remember this shit. If anyone who does, they remember it with like the palm in their face. You know what I mean? With like a bit of shame that this was the early part of the 21st century. Because that's what this is. This is the early part of the 21st century where humanity has gone fucking nuts. And it will be a blip in our history books. But the old saying, you can ignore reality. You cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Reality always adjusts itself back to the default frame. And so men wanting to be women, women wanting to be men, and getting all this attention and getting all this shit, this is a blip in human history. This is not going to last. If it lasts, eventually this would destroy those nations that allow it. And so those nations that allow it to this extreme and in its further extreme sort of incarnations, it will also destroy those nations. So those nations will be a blip in the history books. And they'll be like, look, this country, remember Sweden? Yeah, now, and everybody's like, oh my God, that shithole? Like, yeah, in the 90s and the early 2000s, it was like a fucking utopia. That's how they'll look at them. They'll look at these nations. Yeah. They'll look at those. They'll look at all these Western European countries either with, oh my God, those shitholes used to be great countries, just like we do Iran, just like we do Afghanistan, like 70s and 80s, 60s. You remember? You've seen them. You've seen the pictures of Iran and pictures of Afghanistan in the 60s and 70s. They were gorgeous. They were lovely places. And now we look at them and go, fucking hell, these shitholes.
Well, look at that's 15 years ago. They were all coming over here. Right?
Yes.
Now
they're all going back.
And
we're following them.
A lot of people fancy Poland. Because the prospects for Poland in the next 10 years, they reckon they'll overtake the UK.
Yeah. In fact, I think in some industries and some aspects, they already have. Their GDP growth and everything else is actually much higher than us. So yeah, no, they will eventually Sorry, no, I don't think their GDP growth is. I think their growth is higher than us, but not their GDP itself.
Yeah.
But that's because of London. Really, England is not held up by the whole of England or the whole of the Great Britain. England is held up by Westminster and the bank and the what's it called? The city of England, the city of London. That's what is held. It's all financial magic, trickery. It's not held up on actual like foundational production of stuff. It's all just financial accounting magic, and that's why it's a house of cards that's going to collapse at some point. It will fall apart, and then the real what England actually has to offer or Britain has to offer is going to come to the surface, and then we're going to realize we're fucked. We are far more fucked than we ever thought we were, and we'll be flooded by a bunch of just leeching refugees and a whole host of scumbag politicians and lawyers who will never let us get rid of these people. So we'll be stuck with them forevermore. They're talking about bringing back Shamima fucking Bingham.
No.
There are scum-sucking pieces of shit right now who are talking about bringing back a known terrorist, a traitor to this country. I was listening to GB News argue this, not BBC, not some leftist bullshit. GB News had a panel of people talking about we should bring her back. She's our problem. If I were on that panel, my only answer would be, if we only allow capital punishment for treason, if we bring back capital punishment for treason, Shamima Bingham can come back by all means.
Is she from Sri Lanka?
No, Bangladesh.
That's right. Okay, so let's have a look.
But they don't
how
want
much we give. Take the screen down a minute. We get the echo off me.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, how much aid do we give Bangladesh? Let's have a look. Oh, we give them 50 million a year. Well, we'll just take that off them if they're not willing to accept. I mean, this could be done on all our very problem cases.
Yeah. Right. Annex the foreign aid to Bangladesh for 1 year.
Well,
and subsequently every year after that until they take her back.
Indefinitely.
Well, I mean, there has to be some sort of a carrot involved as well. It can't just be all stick. So you make a deal.
The stick is the money.
Well, no. What I mean is the carrot is, if you take her, we then.
Well, the carrot's the money. It's just like just do it.
Yeah.
Because
the carrot is the money, but also that once we remove it, then there has to be an incentive, and the incentive is we will revoke the £50 million a year that we give to Bangladesh until they take Shamima Bingham back. Then we reinstate it, or we'll negotiate. Reinstatement of that money. I mean, personally, I don't even want to give them a penny, but I understand international politics, and so I'm sure there is some other machinations that are going on with that 50 million. I'll be honest, I don't even think Bangladesh gets that 50 million. No. Somebody gets that 50 million along the way, and whoever it is, we'll probably have to appease them again.
I mean, that's something that can be multiplied to near enough all third world countries, because I bet we give to every single one of the third world countries.
Absolutely. I just played a video the other day on the Big News of London's channel. We have given 52 million pounds out of a 132 million pound project. We've given 52 million of that, and this was the Telegraph. This wasn't some right-wing outlet. This wasn't the Mail. This wasn't Fox News. This was the Telegraph, which is fairly mainstream. Well, it's definitely mainstream, but it's kind of left-leaning at times. And there's a road in Uganda, and as part of the climate change deal, Britain has funded a 52 million. I was given 52 million to Uganda. No, not Uganda. Ghanaian. They've given 52 million to Ghanaian to build a road to help climate change. But that road is actually eviscerated the forest to build it. And it is only allowing, and the only people who actually use it are corporations who are going to go into that forest,
And strip it.
into the jungle, and mine it and strip it. So it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. This climate fund that
So,
they've given to them.
I
It's
heard, I
bollocks.
can't remember what it was. It was an African country that we gave £5 million to a like a Sudanese spice girls, and that was to do with climate change or something as well.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean-
thinking to myself, none of that
Oh,
makes any sense.
sorry.
To
I've
anyone at all.
got someone in the side there. Bear with me. It's Mr. Mossad. It's the Mossad. Hello, Mr. Mossad. How are you today, sir? It's been a hot minute. You may unmute yourself, sir, if you wish to talk. Hello.
Hey,
Is
can
it
you hear me?
meat you're looking for? Yes, we can
I'll
hear
be
you,
back
Mr. Mossad.
in a minute. Be back in a minute.
Are you going to drop off, or are you just going to go mute? Okay, he's muted.
Okay, do you want to play a bit of that degenerates thing? Then it's just
Yeah. Whilst everybody's Okay, then mute. Let's just.
I'll go back on
mute up
mute-ish.
and then. All good in the hood. Okay, let me play a little bit more of this. Awesome people. Mr. Mossad, I apologize for the echo that you will probably start to hear. Maybe.
You know when you keep bad, you've got up, down, left, right, arrows. You just keep pressing the right one. It jumps 10 seconds.
Well, it jumps 5 seconds. If you actually press L and J, jumps 10 seconds.
We are degenerates against
If I press the left and right,
We are
it's only 5.
No Trump, no ICE, no fascist USA. No Trump, no ICE, no fascist USA. No Trump, no ICE, no fascist USA. The ICE building is right here, and I was informed that they are firing. If you have any medical underlying abilities, please be safe. Stay on this sidewalk. Do not go over to the building. We will be here for less than 5 minutes, and then we will move on. I care about you and your safety. Your family loves and cares about you, and we all want to go home. I want to hear barking. I want to hear screaming and howling. I want to hear horse noises. I want to hear moaning. We are degenerates against fascism.
You gotta love a protest where the protest leader says, "I want to hear barking and neighing like horses." I mean, that's precious. That is something you don't get every day.
No ICE, no fascist USA. No Trump, no ICE, no fascist USA. No Trump, no ICE, no fascist USA.
Look at that woman.
I don't know if you.
In the white hat. You know she doesn't want to be there. She's there because she's like someone in school or she's kind of sitting in.
Yeah, probably got roped
then
into it by someone she
you know.
knows. But I don't know if you noticed, there was someone that was exposing the mammaries, if you will. So I'm surprised this video is still on YouTube, but hey, whatever, man. YouTube. I've noticed YouTube has different rules for different people.
Yeah.
You know.
No ICE, no fascist USA. No Trump, no.
Just YouTube, just like a good communist regime, everybody's equal, except some people are more equal than others.
One hates. It makes them feel uncomfortable to see something different. And they want it to really cold.
Yes.
Oh, there's a guy. Cool. I think he's an approved videographer, I would imagine. These people are very touchy about unapproved videographers.
What do we want?
here. It's awful. It hurts my heart to watch people be literally ripped or step.
I know what hurts your heart. It's the cholesterol that is gripping the arteries of your heart. It's what's hurting your heart, mate. Possibly cut down on the sugary stuff.
I have the privilege to be the voice for the voiceless, and that is what I'm here to do.
For the agents who are kind of standing on the rooftop,
I pity them. I don't understand why you can be so angry and think that it's okay to hurt people that are just existing. We're not hurting you. We're not.
Oh no, you're hurting. You're hurting society. You're hurting the next generation. You're hurting the fact that you are here as an unproductive degenerate. You're doing a lot of harm. You're unaware of the harm that you're doing because you think just because you're not physically hitting someone in the face that you're not doing any harm. But harm can be, can be committed by many ways. And no, you people are harming. You're harming the core of Western civilization.
And I want you to, I don't know, look within yourself and realize that nothing we're doing is wrong.
Everything you're doing is wrong. Everything you're doing is wrong. You get people to bark like a dog. You have men that are in their 40s dressed with pigtails. You don't realize what you're doing wrong, which is actually worse. You think you're the good guys. Ironically, there were a group of people in Germany who used to think that too. Nobody ever thinks they're the bad guys.
People deserve to have lives. They deserve to live here. I gotta get going.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah,
Mr. Mossad is back.
I don't have my Israeli flag because that normally annoys people and brings. I bet these guys are also free Palestine, you know.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are. I mean, it would be ridiculous to think that they're not free Palestine. Free Palestine is like just a given.
They would throw them a lovely rooftop party.
Yeah. I mean, it's ironic how they were complaining about the ICE agents being, on the tops of the roofs. If they were actually in Palestine, they would experience being on top of a roof themselves.
Yeah. The famous roof parties, the famous.
The famous, classic.
To be fair, that's lacking context because they haven't left many tall buildings at all. Let's be honest with you, they destroyed the whole fucking. No, it's not a good way.
That is true.
It's not a good way. Yeah. I've seen like aerial shots of the whole fucking place, and there's literally no tall buildings left. None.
Yeah, they keep showing the same area, and they say, "Oh, the whole place it's not the whole place," but
yeah.
I mean, why is the whole area flattened? It's like they're demolishing it for a future project.
No, it's not the whole place.
It's
not. You understand what I mean by that, Banks?
Oh, totally. I mean, possibly a little Monaco.
Yes. I mean,
to build little Monaco in Gaza.
It would be that way,
or
but no,
a canal,
it's not
maybe a canal.
Oh, yeah, like a little Ben Gurion canal.
No, it's a Ben Gurion canal. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ben Gurion. That's it.
It's so amusing to hear all the conspiracy theories about Israel.
The theories.
It's funny.
Well, I mean, we've got
so many.
They would have to demolish it to do like some sort of Monaco or some sort of canal, and they've certainly demolished the area that I've got. It might be the same place, but they've done a good job on it, haven't they?
Not really. Depends which area you're looking at. So
after you flatten the properties, what else is there to flatten?
You're only being shown part of Gaza, so
yeah, I'll take that on board. But what, like you said, when I said, what else is there to flatten? You're like, well, you're suggesting there is something to flatten. There's not much there to flatten. It's done.
Yeah, there is a lot. There's a lot. I mean, you can see videos now of people, going to shops, restaurants. There's in some areas in Gaza, life is pretty normal. There's a
Still far more places to destroy.
There's a TikToker that was just last week showing she's done her nails and she's done that and she's had the makeup and the hairdo and all this in Gaza. So it's but it's okay. We're taking down the BBC. We'll take down Channel 4 after, and then CNN.
Nope, we lost. Oh, there's Based again. Based is back.
So
back in black.
Yeah,
but it's amazing.
Restream is terrible. Restream is terrible, Banksy. It's never happened to me before. This cutting off business all the time.
Yeah, I think I don't know whether it's, I said Restream or my connection, because I'm having a tough time. Normally, I don't get this this blurriness that's happening with the green screen. Normally, my system holds pretty well with this, but tonight it's not really coping. It could be that because I said the green screen I'm using is actually within the Restream's green screen.
So I do loads of live streams, but I never really used Restream. I've only mostly used it once or twice before. And I'm telling you now, this is the Restream. It's cutting me off.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that it's having issues, because obviously this has to filter through Restream servers and then go over to YouTube. So yeah, I mean it could be, but as I said, it was a very ad hoc thing. I could have done it on StreamYard. The problem with StreamYard is StreamYard has way too much limitations now. They've taken away all the fun things. They've made them all pay now. They've become too greedy. And their facility costs far more than everyone else. I mean, far more. I mean, like Restream, I think it's like the entry level is, I don't know, $8, £8, a month. StreamYard is like 40 pounds. It's crazy in difference in price. So,
they got a free version now?
Who has? StreamYard, yeah, the free version is dog shit now. They've taken away so much of the options and all the things you used to be able to do that it's made it into some basic bitch.
I think there's a solution to the echo thing, but I don't know what the solution is. There is some workaround. I heard some guy on stream, I can't remember who, and he had the same problem.
They talked about it,
and then they worked it out or something, but I don't know what they did.
Yeah, I've never looked into it.
It
it's just
happens
usually I either have
basically-
panels or I don't.
It happens only when the video is on screen, and it doesn't affect you. It
Yeah,
only affects
screen
the other
sharing.
people. So
Yeah, it's screen
when
sharing,
Based was
yeah.
talking, we could hardly understand him, but you were fine, and the video was fine.
Yeah, it's the guest, something maybe to do with the sound and how
Yeah.
it's rooted. I'll be honest, I haven't really bothered because I don't do it that often. I usually actually quite often do my own on OBS, so I don't bother. I mean, I could turn on, I guess, maybe noise cancelling, echo cancellation. Maybe that would do it. I don't know.
I think it's strange how many conspiracy theories are around my country. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, apart from the fact that you guys clearly killed Charlie Kirk,
Oh yeah,
and are
With
now
bees.
trying
Listen,
to
we
control
worked
the
with
United
bees
States,
to do that, which is a first. It's a first.
I mean, those nanotech. You guys
Yeah.
are very good.
I
at
mean, listen, I
nanotechnology.
listened to those bees, and something is off about them. Something is off. I also had a dream.
What I want to know, Mr. Mossad, is how did you manage to shoot Charlie Kirk from behind and then make it look like he was shot from the front?
Oh, it's easy.
And
We've got anti-gravity
that no
guns.
one behind Charlie Kirk got shot.
We got anti-gravity guns, so they can. When you shoot them, the bullet doesn't go straight. It's got like a pre-programmed path. It can go anywhere you like. It also can travel back in time. So, like we.
Now, time traveling bullets.
So the guy that shot him actually will shoot him next week, but he will go back in time. You see.
Mm.
So very sophisticated stuff.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Base, you're up in. I'm sure Candace Owens has got you on dial up.
No, I
You know,
don't,
she's got you on fast dial.
I don't watch Candace
Speed.
Owens. to be fair.
She's nuts. I never liked her from day one. When she
How
appeared
about
on
Tucker though?
who?
Oh, sorry, no, go on. Finish off, and
When
then
she
I'll
when
go
she
into the next
appeared on first time I saw her was on Dave Rubin, like years ago, like 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
one. Yeah.
And she behaved like a nutcase. And I thought, what the hell is this woman? And then I saw her going through working for this, working for that. I never liked her. It seemed to me like she was just repeating stuff that other people say.
Mm.
And I've seen this before. There was another girl that was doing the same with Sam Harris. She'll be listening to the Sam Harris podcast, which was paid. You had to pay to hear it.
Yes.
And
yeah.
then the next day she'll say, "Hey guys, I had a thought," and she'll basically
Yes.
say,
yes. Yeah, there was a whole period where she just
Yes.
literally was just reiterating the Sam Harris podcast
and
on her own
I
show.
mean, I don't like him that much, but he's smart. He can sound pretty smart if you repeat Sam Harris' ideas. She sounded pretty smart.
Yeah, but the thing is, I knew Candace Owens, or I came to realize Candace Owens on the scene in 2016. So we're
that's
talking
roughly
right at the beginning. Yeah, that was when she was called Red Pill Black.
Yeah, that's right. They had like a before that she had the doxing site, right? That's when she right after she came to Dave Rubin to try and clear her name. And there was a lot of memes because Dave Rubin lost control of the argument. Like there were just two people arguing there like crazy. And
I think you're talking about because she was on Dave Rubin a couple of times in that era.
The first time.
You're talking about when she came on. Are you talking about because I remember seeing her on her own, and she had her own very sort of middle of the road, actually, conservative ideas and this business. A lot of Thomas Sowell stuff. She basically regurgitated a lot of Thomas Sowell. But then when she came on with Blair White,
yes, that's the
in
one.
regards to trans issues.
No,
that was the one that was crazy.
But they ended up
that wasn't the first one. That wasn't the first one. She was on Dave
I
Rubin.
see.
That's what I'm saying. That was either a second or third.
Right.
That's what I mean. That's because that's the one that went crazy. That went wild and just blew up everywhere. Because these two crazy women were just screaming at each
I
other.
just always found him boring.
Who?
Dave Rubin. Not interesting.
Oh yeah. Dave Rubin is mind-numbingly boring. But what he did was he gave a lot of people a leg up.
Yeah.
In those early days, he boosted a lot of conservative-sounding people when they didn't have a platform of their own. So when he left the Young Turks, I got to give it to him. I mean, I'm talking, he literally opened the doors for a lot of people who were just trying to break out into this YouTube gig, and he put him on his show. He gave Tim Pool. The first time I saw Tim Pool was on Dave Rubin. That was the first time I saw him. Now he'd built up like a 20,000-30,000 followers on his YouTube channel before he was on Dave Rubin, but I had no idea who he was.
And he brought these two Weinstein brothers that both crazier than each other.
Yeah, the Weinsteins because of the whole thing with the college university thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gave a lot of people a leg up, and I give him props for that. But he himself is mind-numbingly boring for a comedian.
Yeah.
I have seen a couple of his stand-ups, like he did a bit of a stand-up opener for like Ron DeSantis and a few other sort of events with Jordan Peterson and stuff.
Maybe Dave is just a bad name for a comedian because Dave Smith is not funny either.
I don't know. I mean, he is just not funny.
He's not.
Even though he's a conservative, like supposedly.
He's amusing.
Pundit.
He's not funny. At best.
His stand-ups are just bland.
Yeah, it's cringe.
And it almost looks like an open mic guy, and I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like this looks like an open mic situation. You look like it's your first time in front of this crowd, and the crowd has got this like this awkward laugh where they want to sort of appear as if they're on his, they're laughing to his joke, but his joke ain't actually hit at all. So it's this weird, awkward laugh from the. It's almost as bad as if if a comedian gets an applause for a joke. You know, if you're a comedian and your audience just applauds you,
Yes.
you are not funny.
Yeah. Well,
Because comedy is a involuntary reaction. Laughter is an involuntary
you know,
reaction.
part of why
This is
he's boring is because he's just normal. He's kind of
who?
Dave Rubin. His opinions
Dave
are
Rubin.
quite normal. He's got nothing really
Yeah,
strong. He doesn't.
it's bland, middle of the road.
But that's what you want,
not
really.
at all edgy.
That's what we want. We want people to be normal, middle of the road. We don't want crazy people on either side.
No, I want crazy people.
No,
I want
it's good for entertainment,
comedians.
but it's not good for politics. I mean,
Yeah, but he's not a politician. He's a pundit.
In politics, but he doesn't cause any
You know
harm.
about David Rubin?
Sorry.
Sorry.
You on about David Rubin?
Yeah.
Dave Rubin. Yeah.
The gay guy that
the Rubin
adopted a child. Yeah.
Couple of kids actually. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Dave Rubin. Yeah, the comedian.
He's a terrible political commentist. He's a terrible debater. He's really weak.
And he's a terrible comedian. It's like he's famous for the sake of being famous. He's not actually.
And you shouldn't really encourage it in the conservative movement. Sort of
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you listen to Mark Dice, now I think Mr. Mossad, if you know who Mark Dice is, you probably find him to be somewhat unappealing for you.
I've known him
because he's not a fan of Israel.
Yeah, well, that makes him an idiot, you know, an enemy of America.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I do listen to Mark Dyson and I do see where he's coming from, because I'm not. Look, I love the Jewish people. I love the guys who I go out to the protests with. I'm always on the Jewish side.
Give me one argument.
Israel is the rational country in that nation, in that area.
We're more rational than America, for God's sake. I mean, give me one point that he made that you think made sense about
who
Mark Dice.
About what Mark Dice?
Yeah.
Well, Mark Dice.
Made sense.
You see, the thing is, he's very, very subtle and clever about his
Yes.
points, but his essential thesis, which is, I suspect, all of these people who have caught on to it, because Mark Dice was saying this years. I'm talking 8 years ago, even, and to this very day, he's never really changed his position, and he has some points which are valid, and that is simply this. Okay, let me give you this.
One, not that part.
The Jewish people are a group of a tribe of people who have had such severe persecutions over the centuries.
This sounds
that
like
they have developed
psychological analysis. Give me a
no. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to build this for you, because if I give you the one thing, it'll, out of context, it won't seem like it makes sense, but it will make sense once you look at the entire broader context.
But you're probably building on things that are not true. Like
yeah. Well, look. All I'm. Oh, damn it. Base. Look, Mr. Mossad, I'll give you this. I'll tell you this, and I'm trying to say to you why this makes sense and why it's even acceptable for it to be this way. The Jewish people have been persecuted for many years, for centuries, throughout ages, throughout empires of different types, and so they've built this innate or framework of looking out for each other and looking out and now looking out for the one Jewish state in the world, and that is their priority. But it's simultaneously
that's already wrong, because if he's talking about American Jews, it's not their priority. If you look at
I don't agree with that thesis. I think American Jews absolutely have
so it's based on old figures. If you look at modern stats, it's not true. So there are people who are very pro-Israel, but actually they're a minority. So 60% of American Jews marry outside the Jewish.
No, that's not. Those are not really the things.
Let's look at Pew Research. We've got Jewish Americans.
Well, I thought Banksy was trying to give the reasons why, but so far he's been interrupted by.
Yeah, but I will stop on each mistake. So it's all.
But look. Okay. Let me give you the reasons why Mark Dice makes this argument and why a lot of people are like Candace Owens and possibly even Tucker and all the others are coming on board with this concept.
Yeah, but it's
and
built
this
on
also
false.
feeds into.
That's the
Well,
thing.
it may be, but this is the reason why they're doing it, and this is the reason why others are
No, it's
listening
not
to
the
them,
reason.
and Nick Fuentes and others like that.
It's not.
Well, at least from my opinion. Okay, let me give you my opinion. I'm not trying to what I'm trying to say is that this group of people, which we call the Jews collectively, are have certain self-interests, and they work towards those interests, and they are using wherever they are in whichever nation that has adopted them to, and they are extremely clever people, they're extremely high IQ people, and they use the systems of these nations in order to benefit their interest, and their interest being the Jewish collective, and being in this modern century or the
I'm
last couple
familiar
of
with this.
centuries,
I'm familiar
the
with this.
Israeli state.
I'm familiar with this.
And
I've heard it so many
so
times, Banksy. I've heard
they
it so
I'm
many
see,
with
times.
Mossad.
yeah.
I'm not familiar with it. So
Okay,
if you can get
so
let
just
him give
Well,
to
his
give you a start,
opinion,
which
his
group is
opinion,
most attached to Israel?
and then
Which
you can
group
give
in America is most
your
attached to
opinion.
Israel? Which group in America is most attached to Israel
Okay.
emotionally? People who ask who is most attached to
Mossad,
Israel.
why can't
Which
he give
group
his
is?
opinion? Why can't he
Which
give his
group is?
opinion?
Which group?
Which group?
I don't
Christians.
see it as an.
Christians. Actually, Jews.
Well, no, there are some
25%.
Christians.
25%. No, most Christians. 25% of Jews are very attached to Israel. 30% somewhat. 41% not at all. With Christians, the figures are very attached, 60% compared to 25 with Jews. Somewhat, 22%, not at all, 15 compared to 41 with Jews. So actually, Christians are more attached to Israel than Jews in America. So it's based on falsehoods.
Well, if that's the case,
It is the
if
case.
that
Go to the
poll
next
is,
one.
is well, all I'm saying is if that poll is correct,
It is.
then actually
Sadly.
using the term Zionist is a much more apt term than to using the word Jew.
Well,
So
most Zionists in America
maybe nowadays that these anti-Israeli
yes, most
groups
the vast
are using the
majority.
term Zionism, and anti-Zionism is probably the better term. Actually,
Okay,
makes more
in
sense
that case,
because
the vast
the
majority.
Christians are the majority of people who care about Israel, and
The
Israel
vast-
and Zionism is a movement to protect the state of Israel.
The vast majority,
Or-
the vast majority of Zionists in America are Christian, like 90.
But that's what I'm saying, Mossad. What I'm saying is that I used to, because a lot of the Jewish lobbyists have been trying to make out is that if you're saying I'm anti-Zionist, you're just saying you're anti-Jew.
No, that's a different.
Whilst-
That's a different matter. That's a different.
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is that if your stats are correct, that
It's
majority
American
of
stats.
people who care about Israel are in fact Christians, then saying that I'm anti-Zionist is actually the correct term, rather than
No, they're
saying
not
I'm
anti-
anti-Jews, because Jews, although most Jews
why
support,
would you-
but you just because when I talk to Jews, they say not all Jews are Zionists, but the vast majority
That's
of
true.
Jews
That's true.
are Zionists.
That's true.
But you just said to me the 40% of Jews
The question
are
was,
not for the state of Israel.
No, the
So that
question
means
was-
they're not Zionists.
No, the question was emotionally attached to Israel, and the question is.
But I never made that assertion. You simply brought up
That's
that,
what the.
and
That's
you
what
now
the survey-
twisted.
that's what
No,
the survey
but I'm saying nothing to do with the attachments to the state of Israel. They work. They are Zionists, and they work and
What does it
make
mean?
maneuvers and
What does it
use
mean
their
that they're
efforts
Zionists?
towards the advancement of Israel
No,
and for the interest of Israel.
No, but Zionist.
You
doesn't
are
mean-
now you're using some stats about a question that I think it's a straw man. Essentially,
Okay.
you created a straw man, and now you want to knock that straw man.
No, that was the first survey I found. It wasn't a strawman or anything. That was the first link I found when I searched for the.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
hold on.
so which?
The fact Zionist means you believe that Israel should exist. It doesn't mean you have to work towards it.
No, but we
So-
know that
so-
that term has now expanded beyond just the mere existence of Israel, because Israel does exist,
Well, let's just support
and,
its
and there are
continued-
those who are Zionists who wish to advance certain interests of
No,
of
that's
Israel.
that's taking it further. A Zionist, if you ask a Zionist,
Well-
means someone who supports the existence of Israel. So it's the same as an Irish person supporting the existence of Ireland, or Italian person in America supporting the existence of Italy. So if Italy was about to be destroyed, you could call him Italianists because they wish for Italy to continue existing because they feel some
Yeah.
connection to the country.
But what I'm saying is that
Like,
people are
would
using
you like Iran to be
no,
destroyed and
but
all Iranians
no,
die?
but Mr. Mossad, let me try and give you another example.
Okay.
The term Semite, anti-Semite, what does that colloquially mean to you?
Anti-Jewish.
Anti-Jewish. But are Jews the only Semites?
No, but he was created
Precisely.
at a time. You know why? Because he was
Exactly.
created at a time in Germany where the only Semites they were talking about
Were the Jews.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you is that
He was
words
created
evolve
by a
over
Jew
time.
hater, by the way. This term.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is words evolve over time. So the term, even though the term Semite does not only mean Jews, it expands
No,
beyond Jews.
I would use just
The term anti-Semite means Jewish.
I didn't say anti-Semite. You said it. I just say they
No,
hate Jews.
no. Listen, what I'm trying to explain to you is how words evolve.
No, I understand
because
how
I want to
words
bring that
evolve.
back to Zionism. So Zionism may have started off as a term that meant people who support the existence of Israel, but it has clearly evolved beyond that now, and it does not just mean those who care about the existence of Israel, but it means those who wish to advance Israel's interest in the world.
Well, the
It is
majority of
beyond
these people
just
in America
that.
are Christian, not Jews.
Yeah, but they can be considered Zionists, but in the term and when we use that term, just like the way we use anti-Semite, where we only
I
actually
see
mean
what you mean,
Jews.
but to us,
You see what I mean?
I mean, that's the word hijacking our term. To us, it means supporting the existence, the creation. And
Yeah,
let me finish a sentence. Supporting
sorry.
it's very short. Supporting the creation and the continued existence of the state of Israel, where it is now. That's it. But not even doesn't say what its size should be or whether it should be socialist, capitalist, or anything.
Sure.
Exist.
I 100%
And I
agree
support
with that. But
the
then,
English people having a country called England that exists. And if you want to give it the term called Englandism, then I'm an Englandist because I support the right of the English people to have their own country. And so on.
I agree with you. But what I'm trying to tell you
That it's evolved
is
to
that
outside Israel. You've
Yeah, but let me-
hijacked the
let me-
term and
let me-
changed the meaning, and now you're fighting a ghost.
no, because you're saying that the word was used outside of what the Jews wished it to be, the Zionist term, and it is now expanded beyond what the Jews intended. But I will put it to you that maybe anti-Semite has grown to not mean the Arabs, even though the Arabs wish to use that term as for their own too. But
No, it
when
hasn't.
in the wider
It's
world,
always-
when we use the word anti-Semite, we don't mean the Arabs.
Yeah, it's the
we
original
only
meaning.
mean the Jews.
Exactly. It's
No,
still the
but what
original
I'm
meaning.
saying is though that the Arabs may wish to also use that term, but they don't get to.
Yeah, they're trying
because it's
just like the
it's
word.
not theirs.
Yeah, just like people who hate Jews trying to change the meaning of Zionists to mean something more than it is.
But what I'm saying to you is in the same way that the Jews co-opted the term anti-Semite for themselves, whilst it's still the term Semite doesn't actually just include Jews. It
But the
doesn't
term
it's not
anti-Semite
exclusive to Jews.
Was exclusive to Jews.
Yeah, but the term Zionist has now expanded beyond what the Jewish people or the Zionists wish it to be.
Yeah,
and
by
it's
propaganda.
not really in your hands. It's not really in your hands to determine that.
whatever Nick Fuentes says is Zionist, is Zionist. Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is actually, if you actually think about it,
Mhm.
if you use the term Zionist rather than Jew, it's a better term.
It's just a mask.
Because, well, no, it's just to me actually, because for me, you corrected me tonight. You actually made me realize it is better to use the term Zionist than it is to use the term Jew, because not all Jews support Israel, but not all Zionists are Jewish. Because you proved to me
No, the vast
that
majority.
a vast majority of Zionists are not actually Jewish.
But the
They're
vast
Christian.
majority of Jews are Zionists, and I can tell you why.
Yes,
Because we believe, and it's not just based on religion. I'm not a religious person. That this is our ancestral land.
Ancestral home, yes, sure.
And Jews have
I get all of that.
And Jews have always lived there, and Zion is the name of Jerusalem.
Yeah, but what I mean is to to say you're an anti-Zionist
To me,
in
when
modern
people say,
sense.
to Israelis, when people say they're anti-Zionist, it means to us clearly, 100%, no doubt about it, that they want the destruction of our country.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that even though that may be the case, but the people who say they're anti-Zionist, you can't call them anti-Jew.
Well, if they want to
Because
kill,
when they talk about Zionists, they're
7
talking about
million Jews.
Christians too.
Well, if they want to kill and destroy 7 million Jews, they are anti-Jewish.
No,
Like,
but
listen, I want to destroy Ireland.
the term
but I'm
itself,
not
you yourself
anti-Irish.
said to me.
I want to
No,
destroy Ireland, but I'm not anti-Irish. I just want to destroy
But what
it.
Mr. Mossad,
Does that
Mr.
make
Mossad, you
sense?
yourself said to me a vast majority of Christians, according to your stats, are Christian.
Yes.
So if I were to say that I'm against this Zionist movement,
So the vast majority
then
of people that agree that
it
Ireland,
includes, it would be a more inclusive term than to say I want to get rid of this Jewish movement.
no, because if you're saying you're anti-Zionist, you mean you want to destroy the 7 million Jews. So you hate Jews. I can't say that I want to destroy Ireland and claim that I love the Irish people at the same time. I want to
It's just,
destroy England, but I love
no,
English people. How does
No,
that
no,
work?
but that's because England is the term England is very specific just to the English.
Whatever.
Whilst
Great.
if I would no, but the thing is, you have to have a term. You have to have a term that includes people who support England that are not English.
Well, Israel support England existing. Most of the
No,
world.
but what I'm
supports
saying is
England existing.
Zionism. You yourself said to me and proved to me
Yes.
that Zionism includes people. Those who are Zionists
Yeah.
include people who are not Jewish.
Exactly. And those
You
who
have to,
exist in
yeah, you have
England-
to have the same term for the English,
Yeah, I do.
who are supporters of the English,
most of the-
that support English people without them being English themselves.
Yeah.
An African, Nigerian
Yeah.
can still be part of this umbrella
absolutely.
term.
I'm Israeli and I support the existence of England for the English.
England. But what I'm saying is, though, there isn't an equivalence for the English as a
there is.
Zionist.
Most of the Western world supports the existence of England without being English.
Yeah, but what's the so if I say I'm anti-English, am I including you?
Well, you're going against what I want, but yeah.
But I'm not. Am I including? If I say I'm anti-England, I want England to no longer exist. I don't want the pro-England movement to exist.
If England
would that include you? Would that include a Japanese
let's make
person?
it the same. So if England was under threat of destruction and there was an international movement to try and support the English maintaining the country, we were called Angloists. Okay, Angloists.
But that's what you're now creating another term,
so
that you can include that umbrella. It's an umbrella term.
I'm making it equivalent. So people who support the existence of England might be active online and say, no, the English are cool. We don't want them destroyed. They look at what the things that they did that are good and so on. And you'll be against us. You'll be anti-Angloist. You'll be one of those who want to destroy England.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, but what I'm trying to explain to you, already show you, is that in order for you to do that, you would have to create an equivalence to Zionism for the English. Right now, that term doesn't exist. If I say I'm anti-English,
they will be soon because they will be threatened so much. The existence
no,
of the nation that they will be soon, and I'll be one of
but
those people online arguing on behalf of the English.
Mr. Mossad, we're discussing things in a meta sense. I mean, obviously, there are no movements anti-English because, well, I mean, you could say there are, but what I mean is they're not. There is
Do you
no
know a country called
concerted.
Iran?
but they are not labeled anti-Anglos. They are just labeled as enemies of the state, enemies of Britain.
Once this movement is strong enough, they will label themselves. Don't worry.
Yeah, but what I mean is,
they call themselves.
But what I mean is, going back to the Zionist term.
Yes.
What I'm trying to explain to you is that using the term anti-Zionist that the anti-Zionists use, now after your explanation actually made more sense to me, because before I was under the impression if these people are using let me please let me finish this. The people, because I see these idiots on the streets of London every weekend, from the river to the fact is that they all use the term Zionists, and I used to think that was like a euphemism.
It is.
They were saying Zionist, but they meant Jew.
No, they do.
Because they didn't want to say Jew, they would say Zionist
You are
because
correct.
that's the term they can get away with legally, but they couldn't get away with it if they said
It's
Jew.
true. It is absolutely true. That's
And I agree with you, but what I'm saying is the way you explain to me that most Zionists or more Zionists are in fact Christian than they are Jewish, then to use the term Zionist is actually the better term than it is the term Jew, because if you say Jew, you're not including all the people that are actually for the state of Israel.
Point, but it would be true what you're saying, but in reality it's not, because when people say Zionist, 99% of the time they mean Jews. So although it's technically incorrect, it's incorrect, but in reality that's the reality. So when people say Zionist, they mean Jews, even though technically it's incorrect.
Because but what I mean is, no, it's actually on a technical basis, it is correct if you mean, you see, if I had a hatred of Jewish people, if I didn't have a hatred of Jewish people, but I had a hatred of Israel, then to use the term Zionist is actually the correct term.
Could I love the Irish people but want to destroy Ireland and stop it existing?
No, because you can still love the Irish living in your country. You just hate the nation that the Irish supposedly are named their namesake, because that nation is committing genocide. I can love Germans but still hate Nazis. Right. That doesn't mean just because I hate Nazis, I hate Germans. Not all Germans were Nazis.
That's based on another wrong supposition that there is a genocide. There's no genocide. There's not.
No. I'm trying to give you an example of you can love a group of people from a particular nation, but still hate what that nation is doing. The nation state can still do terrible things, but you don't have animus towards the people that are not part. My country is a prime example of that, actually.
Yeah.
Most people love Iranians, but they hate the Islamic regime. But the Islamic regime doesn't represent me, so I'm separate from them.
But that's because also most Iranians hate the.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you is people who hate Iran, if you say I hate Iran, I know you don't mean me. I know you mean the mullahs.
Yes.
And I'm in fact on board with that.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I hate Iran too, but I don't hate the Iranian people. So we can distinguish the difference.
The difference is the Jews do not hate Israel. They actually love it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there are plenty of Jews who I see on these marches. There are entire groups of Jewish movements in London who come out and support the Palestinian protests.
It's the Kartag clan and the Satmar.
No, but Mr. Mossad, you have to then at least admit that these Jews who are marching with these Palestinian protesters certainly don't hate them. Well, they hate the Israeli government.
Well, there's many Palestinians who are just like that, and they protest against the Palestinian authorities. But
there you go.
But that
plenty of Palestinians, plenty of Arabs, plenty of Muslims who live in Israel hate the Palestinians and the Hamases and what they're doing.
Famous Yusuf Haddad is in Palestinian that hates Hamas and hates the Palestinian Authority, and also
that guy, Mossad something or other. I forgot his full name. He despises Hamas. Yeah. His father was one of the founding members of Hamas.
He's a minority, obviously. But anyway, let's say that everything you said is true, and okay, so Mark Dice is anti-Zionist, so he wants Israel destroyed, and he wants 7 million Jews.
Exactly. We never really got that. No, he doesn't want Israel destroyed.
Well, that's what anti-Zionist means.
Yeah, but what he's not really even like, he's not part of the anti-Zionist, pro-Palestinian thing. He hates the Palestinians. He has not hates the Palestinians. He has huge issues with them. He has huge issues with Islam. What he is essentially America first. He only cares about America.
That can't be true, because if America loses Israel, America is screwed. it will damage America.
Well,
enormous.
it will damage America. It won't. I mean, America will survive it, I'm sure, but
But you can't
they'll
be.
obviously have
It will survive, but
problems.
it's not America first to disconnect from Israel. It can't
Well,
be.
this is the argument. This is
Okay.
what I'm trying to tell you
But they
about
never-
how the
they-
argument is moving.
But the argument, I've noticed, I've listened to the so-called experts, and they just make emotional points. They never specify what they're talking about. So I'll give you an
Yeah.
example. If you look up, you can put it in ChatGPT and look where American technology comes from. Now, if the way that America and Israel work is that there's an exclusivity, that America gets all the latest tech from Israel. So Tesla Auto Drive, all the Intel CPUs, a lot of the NVIDIA
Of course, yeah.
CPUs.
There's a lot of stuff. Obviously,
Apple, the whole range of phones and laptops all run on Israeli tech. The actual brains, the hardest part, the most advanced part on the computer, on the phone, is designed by Israelis. ChatGPT was created by an Israeli. So
look,
would it be
everybody
good?
knows.
Oh, no, they don't know. If you have a country like this and you let it loose, what will happen?
It will. The thing is, Mr. Mossad,
What will
nobody
happen?
denies. Look, let me give you the answer. The fact is, everybody knows that Jewish people are extremely high IQ, extremely innovative,
No,
and a
just tell
lot
me what
of
would
things
happen.
have come out of that group. And yes, we would take a step back maybe in some things. Some things will be harder to get. Other things would go up in price or
No, it's
other
not- it's not-
scenarios. But the
no,
fact
no,
is
no.
that
That's
there will
not
be
what
a
would happen.
period of adjustment.
No, that's not what
But
would
we
happen.
will adjust and we will move on.
You
No
don't-
country
No, you don't
is
understand.
so valuable that the world would fall apart without
No, they
them.
won't fall apart. You don't understand. It will not affect prices. You will not have shortage because the Israelis design, they don't manufacture. What would happen is that the latest technology would then be available to China, to Russia, to North Korea, and so on.
Sure.
And then China will have an edge on America. Because
Possibly.
not possibly, for sure, because all the latest, greatest stuff, almost all of it comes from Israel. And it's not because Jews are smart or all this, it's because we are under enormous pressure to come up with these solutions. So the people in Israel are dedicated, emotionally dedicated to this mission. So a lot of people dedicate their lives to doing stuff like this because they feel like they are kind of nerdish heroes. So it's an outlet for a lot of brainy people to be
But the
doing
thing is,
this
Mr.
sort of
Mossad,
stuff. So
Mr. Mossad,
Israel
it will be a difficult transition, but it will be a transitional
China
thing. It's not
will get
impossible.
the edge. China will get the edge.
No, possibly.
So
But the fact is that
sure.
when it comes to our political jostling around the world, there is already going to be, because let's face reality of our world. America is a great empire and has been for a best part of maybe coming up to maybe 100 years, give or take.
Yeah.
Rome lasted a few hundred years. The Persians, the Assyrians, the Islamic Caliphates, hell, they ran Spain for almost 800 years.
So
that's human history. They come and go. It's not where. The fact is, Mr. Mossad, it's not if America falls. It's simply when.
So Mark Dice,
we just
America first or America fall?
But no. But what they are is that they would rather, if they see, you see, in their eyes, they see an infiltration of a group of people. That if America comes to a point where they start to fall and decline fast, these groups of people are not loyal to America. They will abscond and they will pick up and they'll go to a place where they are actually loyal to. And they will then take all their resources and their brain power to that nation, and whoever that nation wishes to sell that resource to. So they see potential traitors from within that are not going to, they're not ride or die for America. These people are loyal elsewhere. And so they are trying to close the ranks and circle their wagons of the people who are ride or die for America and America alone. They don't have a plan B. They don't have a place to go.
I don't believe that.
So that is their position. That is where I see how they're coming.
I know.
So they see this group of people.
Following them for decades. I'm familiar with their position, but they are wrong, because what will happen is that they will make America weak. The American dollar as a universal currency will start to fall in value. Their dollars will be worth shit. They'll be sinking fast, while they will be reading about China has got the latest AI. It's much faster. It's much better. China has got the latest thing. China has got the latest thing. And they'll watch their decline. You can't be America first and give up on all America's power and influence in the world. And if you look at there was a whole plan to do this, which was cooked up by the KGB. It was called Operation SIG, and the purpose of it was to create divisions in the American society using the blacks and the Jews. And they spend a lot of money on those two issues. Bezmenov talked about it, and later on, a guy called Chepa defected from Romania and also wrote 2 books about this and explained what they did. The Russians taught all this game to the Arabs, because Russia, at the time, the Soviet Union, was in control of half the Middle East, and this is how the rivalry went back then. And in fact, Israel had the 6-Day War and the Yom Kippur War and the Lebanon War. They were all proxy wars between the Soviets and America, where our soldiers died for America. Exactly the opposite of what Americans like to say. And all these wars were the Soviets trying to muscle in on the oil fields of the Middle East, which were more important back then than they are now, and they're still very important. And so what's happening now is that Qatar and the CCP and Putin are using the same technology to create division in all the parties in the West. And they agitate from both sides. So they'll finance Greta and they'll finance Nick Fuentes. They'll give $15 million to Tucker Carlson and then give $15 million to someone who's exactly on the other side. They'll give money to someone like AOC, and they'll give some money to someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and so on. That's how they play it, because they want to create division. And look what they're doing. If they're America first, the Republicans have got everything sealed up now. They've got the House, they've got the President, they've got the Senate, and they're throwing it all away, and they'll end up with a Newsom president if Tucker and his gang carry on. So they're not America first, they're America last. Tucker is talking about how good Sharia law is. Does this sound American?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think Tucker is placating to a group of people who are essentially buttering his bread. He goes to Russia and he's suddenly all about how great Russia is. And look at the supermarkets. He goes to Saudi Arabia or Qatar, and he's massaging them.
Yeah. So I don't think it's America first. I don't buy it. I mean,
I find it. Yeah, I find Tucker to be definitely to be very, very curious.
I'll tell you who is America first. Most Israelis. And why? Because for us, having a strong America is absolute must. So for us, it's no game. It's not game. It's no game. We must have a strong America. And the fact that the UK is falling apart is a big problem for us, because the UK was number 2 for us. The UK was like a small America. We always considered it, like a place of sanity and calmness, where, okay, they won't always be with us, but they're not crazy. And the UK is going crazy.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, the Islamic influence and the Islamic Brotherhood influence over the United Kingdom is
we are America
extremely
first.
worrying.
And I mean, we are the country that loves America more than any country as well. If you look at surveys, we're always competing with Poland and with Philippines, because we truly like America.
You actually need them. You need them in a security sense.
Listen, Egypt needs America more than we do. If America stops giving Egypt money, Egyptians will die in their millions.
Wow.
Okay? It's completely dependent on American money. I mean, we'll survive without America. It will be tough, but we'll survive. We're not going to die. Egyptians should love America. They hate America. So it's not because we're getting money from America or because America helps us. You can take help from people you don't like and just smile and, But we actually like America because the values of America, except recently with all the woke shit, are values that, and the British values really, and values
Yeah.
that we adopted as well. So that's why
Well, I
we
mean,
love those two countries, and all the
yeah,
countries that are
but
a bit like it, like Japan and like Australia and Canada. All these countries we like.
yeah, but the thing is, getting back to these people who are essentially, they're coming out of the woodworks now and are making arguments. See, that was my thing. Is that
I understand their
essentially
argument.
these guys are making these arguments because they think they have there is something to be said about that. And I think what you just said in regards to the symbiotic relationship between Israel and the United States, and the fact that it would be suicidal to some extent for Israel to wish to topple the United States or damage the United States for their own interests. These things don't make sense, and I can get on board with that. I can recognize
The
that
way Israeli sees
that
it,
is
America has been overall, although there are many times where we feel America is against us and forcing us to do stuff, overall, it's been a force for good in the world. You can't have a perfect boss in the world, but if we had to choose one, then I think it's one of the better ones. As crazy as they are, they've been a force for better stuff in the world. And I know that they've done terrible things too. I know. But all countries have. I mean, the British have. Still, I think the British are a good nation. But it doesn't mean they're perfect.
the West. Sorry, Slim is saying the we or the West. I guess maybe, I don't know. Is a strange sentimental. The we or the we is a strange sentiment. Who is the we?
I'm saying we. I mean Israelis.
Yeah, I would imagine that's how. I mean, when I sometimes talk about England, I sometimes use the term "we" as the group, although I am not really of the English.
He's saying no group
I
is a
still
monolith. But if you do a survey in
Yeah.
Israel and you ask people, do you have a positive, negative, or neither about America, and 87% say positive, then I can say we like America.
With a relative, I mean, obviously,
We like
we're
America more than the
generalizing
British
here.
do. The same survey in Britain gives 50%, 60%. In Israel, it gives 87%. So we generally like America. I mean, there are exceptions. When I say we,
I mean,
we like a country. I'm sure if you ask English people, do you like the country? Most of them will say yes, and they can say, yeah, we like a country. You can use we. It's a legal term, Slim.
no, I mean, I agree with you. When I go to these protests and I go to the Jewish section, and I really have never seen a more integrated group of people. I mean, 90% of them, maybe even over 90% of them, have almost a perfect English accent. I can honestly say I have never been to any other group of quote unquote foreign people to find that percentage of just pure British accent from whichever regional as well, not just that they've got a British accent as this generic like London accent. They've got regional accents of the particular parts that they're from, particular parts of London that they're from.
I know a Geordie Jew. I don't understand the word he says in English.
Yeah, because they have fully integrated into the society, and they've adopted all the colloquialism, mannerisms, everything. I can honestly tell you, I can't go to a single Muslim society or community in London or anywhere in England that has that level of integration.
Because the Jews have lived amongst Christians and Muslims for a long time, they developed a way to kind of mix the two things as best as they could. And because Judaism is not a universal religion, they don't feel a need to expand the group or convince other people or anything like that. So it can work. Where other groups, they either want to convert you or force their ways. The Jews kind of learn that they can't really, the minority, they can't really force their ways. So they just keep it to themselves. Yeah, we'll do our kosher stuff. You do whatever you want.
But you see, even the Indians and the Pakistanis who've been in this country a long time, and a lot of them, they're second, third generation children, can speak perfectly good English. But if you notice amongst the Indians and the Pakistanis, there is a twang to their speech.
I
There
think
is a
it's because
twang to their.
they're new to this, because
No, because
the
the
Jews have
Pakistanis and
been in
Indians.
England for 1,000 years or so, or
Maybe that sort of
400
stretch.
years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking 2, 3, maybe 3 or 4 generations
Yeah,
at best.
so some of
But the
them,
Pakistani children and the Indian children have been raised in this country, gone to British schools, and all of that. But yet, I think maybe to do with the household conversations or whatever it is, they have their particular perspective twang. Their English is perfect in the sense of understanding, but you can tell that this isn't a London, I don't know, southeast accent, or it is, but it has that Indian Pakistani addition to it. The ene man. That kind of thing that the Indians and the Pakistanis have. You can tell that this is, if I wasn't even seeing this human being, I can hear it
Yes.
and know that this person is of that tribe, of that ilk. I can't honestly say when I go to these Jewish gatherings, especially the ones like the vigils for like the hostages and stuff like that, the Bebas babies, the women, this pure British accent, no Yiddish twang, no Israeli sort of twang, no pure like you could, as I said, you would never believe this lady was anything but born and bred British, through and through. Maybe my ears don't pick it up. I don't know,
Well,
but I can't.
maybe.
I haven't seen anyone else be able to pick up anything else.
can't-
Now
I
I
can't
can.
I can't.
Yeah, but I mean, I can pick up people like Gal Gadot. I mean, she's got a very distinct
She's from
accent.
Israel. She was born in
Exactly.
Israel.
So Israelis who speak English, I can definitely tell that, a mile off. But the British Jewish community,
Israelis
not
speak.
at all.
A lot of Israelis speak like the English teacher taught them. Like I've got friends that studied in a separate school near my school, so we're only like 2 miles apart, and we have different accents when we speak English, because the teacher in our school was from Manchester. She was British, and the teacher in their school was some German guy who spoke. He said instead of the, he told them to say the, so they say, "Can you bring me the coffee, please?" Can you bring me the coffee?
Yes, yeah, there you go.
Well, it's literally the teacher. We had like a proper British woman. She was good, actually.
Thank you, Slim. Slim says, I like
The
this
Scottish
because,
don't like the English, yeah.
yeah, no, it's just that he says, but if you
Most
notice,
of
he
we.
says, I'm Scottish, most of we.
Yeah, we. Well, I mean, the Scottish know who they are. I mean,
No, but he's taking the piss because we were using the term we.
well, I mean, it's just a
encompassing.
shortcut. Come on, give me a break.
Would say we don't like the English.
Yeah,
And
but
then
you
he
don't
says,
really
most.
hate them. You're not going to go over the fence and butcher them all.
Most of the Pakistanis and Indians in Scotland consider English their second language. Let's be honest, though, mate. Slim, most English people consider Scottish to be a second language. I mean, I know for a fact that movie Trainspotting, the first one, was played in the American theaters with a subtitle. It was with subtitle because the Americans never understand the word they were saying.
You see, when I was a kid, I didn't know the difference between English and Scottish, because we just call it British. We don't know the difference. So, but as you grow up and stuff, so all the names of the famous scientists and musicians and whatever that I admired, I then realized that half of them Scottish, actually. So if you look at the size of Scotland, right, and the number of people, they have a huge output,
They do.
Yeah.
Actually, this is actually quite right. It's surprising how many actual great British, what they consider quote unquote British inventors,
scientists,
and
musicians,
scientists, musicians, they all came from Scotland.
writers, and so on. Yeah. So there you go.
Came from
So,
Scotland.
some people.
Yeah,
are
no,
talented.
Scotland, for the number of people, actually almost on par, you could say, even with some of the Jewish people.
How
when
dare
it comes
you.
to their well,
Let's
if
make
you're
up
if
this
you're
quiz
if you're
about the
just
Scots, it's all the Scots. They're doing it.
Yeah, but no, but what I mean is, if you
They're
actually,
sitting there in the, in the north there, nobody pays attention. And they're like, scheming.
yeah, they're planning. No, because I'm saying that is because most of the time when a Scots person invents something, they just put it under the umbrella of the British.
Yes.
They
Exactly,
don't
that's what
they
I
don't
mean.
separate them and say it's the Scots. But actually, if you take the number of Scots in the world, it's a very small group of people.
Yeah, that's right.
And for the amount of contributions, scientific contributions, and that's what I'm saying, because the Jewish people, they always say when a Jewish person invents something, they're always comparing it to the size of the collective Jewish people in the world, which is a small number. And so that's why they say, oh, look at these small group of people who have so much Nobel Prize winners. But nobody says that about the Scots. Nobody gives the Scottish the credit that they deserve on their own, separate from the English.
I think it's because the great Scottish scientists, the famous ones, were like before the Nobel Prize and stuff.
Possibly, yeah, that as well.
Like the big
that as
name.
well. But I mean, generally,
But
though,
I just don't follow science a lot, but I know that there's a lot of stuff in Scotland, and there's famous research universities in Scotland.
TV was a Scottish person who invented that, the cathode ray tube and all that.
Right.
But the thing is, they always get lumped under the umbrella of the British. They don't get a singular individual, like separated accreditation.
That's true.
They just get, the British invented this, the British Industrial Revolution. They don't say the Scottish Industrial Revolution. They don't say the Welsh Industrial Revolution. They say this the British Industrial Revolution, because they just lump them kind of together.
I was in Scotland once, but only for 2 days. So I only got to see Edinburgh, which it looks beautiful. The weather wasn't great. It was all grey, and the houses are grey, and the buildings are grey. It was just grey, but it looks beautiful. The buildings are amazing. The geography is amazing. Yeah.
Can you believe it? My entire life in Britain, I've never been to Scotland. I've been to Wales. I've been to north of England. I've even been all the way up to like York, but I've never been to Scotland. Never actually set foot on
places in
Scottish.
Israel I haven't been to. It's ridiculous. And Israel is tiny.
Yeah.
But I just can't be bothered. It's too much.
You know what I mean? It's like when you live in a place, you just always think there's always tomorrow. I'll just do it later. Yeah. I've seen more of Spain than I have of England, of Britain. Sorry, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, I gotta make it. It's one of those bucket list type things. I gotta go to Edinburgh. I want to go to. I actually had it ready to go last year, and then something happened, and I kind of threw it off. I was ready. I was literally about to book a hotel in Edinburgh, and then go from Edinburgh and just visit Glasgow very quickly, because I was told, don't go to Glasgow, don't stay in Glasgow. Glasgow is a little bit rough. Go to Edinburgh, and then just drive for a day to Glasgow and just have a little walk.
Just to be fair to our argument, I just looked at, I had the page, I closed the page I had, and then I saw the page of searches. So I looked at another search, and just to be fair to your argument, another question, I don't know, the American Jewish Committee did a survey that said almost 8 out of 10 American Jews say they care about Israel. It's either essential or important to them. Okay.
Well, no, of course. I mean, I agree with that. My basis for trying to explain what the people of the Mark Dice, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. I'll be honest. I think Tucker Carlson. I will say this: Tucker Carlson. I put him outside of the circle of Mark Dice or Candace Owens. Even Candace Owens, I'm not entirely sure about, but Mark Dice. And I would say Nick Fuentes, which are very much more grounded in their anti-Israel attitude and anti-Jewish attitude than Tucker, because I think Tucker is I don't know. I'm thinking he's playing the field. He's playing.
But why did he?
Audience.
I could make sense of him. I never liked him, but I could make sense of him until he went to Russia and lied about food prices. That was very strange.
And that whole glazing of Putin and Russia was actually like, because the thing is, he knows enough about the modern media landscape to know that we know what is going on in Russia. None of us are that idiotic to just buy his little supermarket trip, as if that is a real
What I
thing.
like about the supermarket thing is that prices are easy to compare. Narratives, you could argue for hours, but the price is easy, and you can say how many hours of work does the average Russian have to work to buy
To make
to buy a
the money that he
nice
needs to buy
meal
that.
of, like, say,
Yeah.
chicken and potatoes and
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. How many
Yeah,
hours does
but
he have to work? And they have to work twice as much, or 3 times as much, or 4 times as much as West.
whatever. Yeah. Yeah. But the
It's
thing
really,
is, I
really,
will
really
say this.
expensive.
Yeah, I will say this. There was another guy, which you may or may not have seen, Callum. He runs. He used to work with the Sargon of
Yes,
Akkad.
I know.
He
Yeah.
used to be one of the presenters on the Lotus Eaters. In fact,
Yes.
he's kind of one of the founding people. Now, Callum, he produces his own videos on his own
I've seen a
YouTube channel,
couple.
which is quite
He's
successful.
funny. He's good. I like.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He's very, very, very creative lad.
Yes.
Now, he went to Russia.
Mhm.
He did go to Russia, and he did a video of his own. Now, his angle is very different. It's not that Russia is great. He didn't go there to glaze Putin, but he did show that this effort that was put in to try to destroy Russia
Didn't work.
and destroy its economy, it didn't work.
No, we know that.
It did not. It didn't do what the so-called
Yeah,
what
but that's
these
different.
people
That's different.
intended.
Okay. But that's fair enough. But that's
Yeah, it was a very
good. Yeah.
fair sort of analysis that Russia is still going. By the way, those shops, the Louis Vuittons and the Chanels and all of that, they're not even closed. I mean, they're closed down, but they're not gone. The companies haven't relinquished those buildings. The buildings are still there. The shops are closed because of sanctions, but they're essentially waiting for all this to blow over.
Yeah.
And then they'll just go back to business again, because they don't think that this whole thing is, the world is in a very different place now. The old style of sanctioning someone and essentially, having some kind of, what do they call, siege upon their country, and they all go starving, and then they come begging, for food, and they'll surrender, kind of thing is gone. That world doesn't exist.
To a degree, it depends.
You can't do it to a country the size of Russia. You might be able to get away with a smaller nation. You might do it to North
like
Korea,
Israel, which is what
maybe. Actually,
this is what CCP, Qatar, Russia are working towards. What they want is to isolate Israel, so Israel would have no choice but to go to them.
But why Israel out of all? I mean,
Because
are you saying
Israel
because of
is-
the technology?
Israel
because of all
is very, very important. It just is, for the reasons I mentioned,
find it
for religious
interesting.
reasons, for moral reasons.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like the religious reasons. Like I can understand the Arabs. I can understand Christians. But why would the Chinese have a religious angle on Israel?
Because China has been trying to buy our technology for a long time. They actually managed to buy some stuff, and there was a big controversy over it, because when we were not supposed to sell it, because it was developed with the help of Americans, and it was bad news. It was very bad. So China is trying to buy stuff from us all the time. They try to steal stuff.
So but China's interest is purely pragmatic. Then it's technological interest,
and they're
not
making
necessarily a religious one.
they're buying stuff in Israel. They bought. They got like some lease on the port in Haifa. I don't know how long for. And they got all sorts of deals where they get their fingers into business in Israel and start controlling things. So I think if China wanted, we wouldn't have any milk tomorrow, because they just decided we don't want to sell you milk because they supply half the milk in Israel or something. I don't know.
Really, they have that kind of. That's a certain. Yeah, they have a certain level of stranglehold. That's interesting. That's interesting. I didn't realize
Israel is always has other ways of doing things, because we are used to these situations. Every time we have a war, the world suddenly doesn't want to sell us weapons. So we're attacked, and then we would just wait for the announcement where all countries announced that they're not going to sell us weapons. It just every time.
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw that during this last couple of years. I'll be honest. When it came to Britain and once Keir Starmer took over, I could see the writing on the wall on that. These are pathetic weaklings who are captured by the Islamists anyway.
There's a
So they
simple
were going
rule
to
for
pander to
Western
them.
people. They refuse to learn, but it's really simple and it works all the time. It never fails. If someone is anti-Israel, they hate their own country. It's really that simple.
I mean, you're right. I've been saying it. I'm gonna straight up say it. Israel is, and I said it. I think on
It's like the
when I
moral
was,
compass of the world.
on another panel. They are the tip of the spear on all of this shit.
Yeah.
At the minute you see not necessarily just Israel, but the Jews, they are the tip of the spear of where your country's headed. Once you see that group attacked in a particular way, you know your country's headed in a particular direction, and a whole bunch of other crap is to follow.
I mean, imagine.
I see that in Britain. Jews are running away from Britain like you wouldn't believe.
If they start leaving en masse, if they start leaving London en masse, what will happen to the tax situation?
Well, I mean, they already are leaving. First of all, I know at least one personally. My Joseph Cohen. You yourself, I think, might follow him. Israeli advocacy. He left 2-3 years ago. Yeah. The minute this October. I mean, admittedly, I think he'd been planning or thinking about it for a while, because
he was a very
he'd been attacked.
Political guy. But if you look at normal people, a lot of them are still okay. But they're starting to worry, and they're starting to check. You get more. There's an office that helps people immigrate, gives them advice and stuff.
Yeah,
if they want to immigrate, and they get more calls and more.
Exactly. The fact is that if you own any visibly Jewish establishment, a bagel shop or some kind of deli or whatever, business that is outwardly obvious that this is, like places in Golders Green got attacked a few years back.
Now,
lots of Jewish establishments are being attacked, those that are visibly Jewish.
Now, if you forget Israel for a second, and you look at what's happening to the other relationships that America has with its allies, they're all fucked at the moment, right? With UK, with Australia, with Canada.
Yeah.
It's not just with Israel. And all this America first is actually damaging all these relationships. They're not all these relationships. So,
I mean,
they're literally tearing America apart, and they will bring Newsom. They will make Newsom president. They will lose the House. They will lose the Senate, and they will lose the president.
Well, I mean, the fact is that these American first guys are. It's not as you're right. It's not just they don't just have their eye on the Jews or the Jewish community within the United States. They are looking to their northern neighbors, which are very liberal. The Canadians voted in essentially a Trudeau 2.0. Trump is not. I mean, Trump. We know Trump doesn't respect or like Keir Starmer. He's just purely
but he likes
negotiating with him as a politician. He loves the British, but he doesn't like. But the British don't even like Keir Starmer.
They love America. The Americans love England. They think it's a bit crazy, but they love it.
But they see this as the motherland. The home country. As such, because this is like where they all came out of, kind of thing, or a lot of them. But the fact is that yes, Trump loves Britain and the British, but he doesn't have any respect for Keir Starmer, and I don't blame him. I don't have any respect for Keir Starmer. We hate Keir Starmer in this country.
When he turns up in Israel, he's greeted like people love him. Like every house has a US flag, and everybody's waving at him and so on, and everybody's praising him. And when he turns up in London, people make fun of him. People treat him like So,
because the mayor of London allows it, because the mayor of London is an asshole.
America first, I'll say, look at the British. Look how they're treating us, and look how the Israelis love us. We should, we should stop talking to the British and go with the Israelis. Look how they love us.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is,
this is it doesn't just go around. It doesn't just sit on a horse without moving. It actually fights.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, their assessment on this isn't based on how many flags are being waved. American flags are being waved when Trump is there. They're looking at it as, okay, these groups of people, they are in our politics, they're in our media industry, they have a lot of tentacles in a lot of different places. and they are manipulating things from behind the curtains. Then they could be waving an American flag in my face, but are holding a knife behind their back. That is the assessment that these guys are coming from. So when you go down that conspiracy road,
yeah,
it's hard to then
it's
look
not
at the
based on
flags
fact.
and take them.
I mean,
It's not. It's
if you
conspiracies.
look,
There's a lot of it is
if you look at
conspiracies.
what Israelis are actually like, then you think this is the best ally we have because they love us and they have an army. Where all the other nations we give money to hate us, or they just treat us like with disrespect when we turn up.
Yeah.
So,
But what I'm, you see the other
none of
angle.
it makes sense. It's like they're trying to harm America. They're saying America first, and I'm seeing people trying to destroy America. And I'm like scared because I'm thinking if America is damaged, we are screwed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the funny thing. And I think this is the argument that should be made, which isn't really being made. This is where someone like, I don't know if you saw Patrick Bet David, that Assyrian-Iranian guy,
yes,
who interviewed, because I recently watched that Nick Fuentes interview that he did. I didn't realize they did this like months ago. I thought it was recent.
I saw it
was due
3 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah, it's like a month or so ago that this interview took place. I didn't even notice, but admittedly.
I can't listen to Nick Fuentes for too long.
Well, I was curious. Excuse me. I was curious because apparently, due to that interview, Ben Shapiro cancelled an interview with, or a podcast with Patrick Bet David.
Yeah.
And I was curious to see what did Patrick Bet David say or do. And did he glaze or did he massage? Yeah, did he softball Nick Fuentes?
A bit.
He wasn't an adversary. I can say that he didn't come to him. He didn't go to Nick as an adversary and say, I'm gonna like take you down a peg or two. He was more of a father figure to him.
Yes.
He wanted to advise him in a fatherly kind of way.
I think
I'm an older statesperson. I'm an older person who's done a few things, been a few places, and you should look into these things. I saw towards the end, especially, he was advising Fuentes a lot.
I think he thought about it this way. He thought if I go hard on him, they will just hate me and ignore me. But if I try to do it this way, maybe I'll have some influence. I think that was his idea.
Maybe they're just.
He could have said to him, so you like Hitler? What exactly about him do you like? And and tell me more about Stalin. What should we admire about Stalin? How many Christians did he kill? Can you remind us?
Well, I mean, it's just. I think it would have been unproductive if he'd just become an enemy and attack him like an enemy, rather than let's see where he's coming from. And he's a young man. He clearly is talented to get the attention and the audience that he has. But is he naive enough, and can he be, molded? Can he actually be taught? Is he teachable? I think maybe that's where he was coming from.
But I think
maybe. But at the end of it, that's the feeling I got from Patrick.
I think he meant well, but he doesn't really know how to deal with this.
But for the biggest chunk of that interview, it was literally because Patrick Bet David knows nothing about Fuentes. He's of a different generation, different world. He knew nothing. Yeah. He literally sat for the good 40 minutes just listening to Fuentes and his life story, and what happened, how did you come about, how did you become, go through this journey of becoming the most, cancelled person at such a young age. I mean, he was cancelled on everything, including bank accounts, by 19. I mean, the guy was a child when he suddenly was removed essentially from society. He was interested to know his background and what happened in all of this, because he was, Fuentes was trying to move through your run-of-the-mill conservative movement. He was going to all the courses and the weekend training, whatever he did or whatever, and he was moving with people who move with Daily Wire.
The problem is that Nick Fuentes is a liar. He lies a lot, and when when you know the stuff
Yeah,
he's talking
could
about,
be.
you know that he's lying. And I'm sure that the way he tells his so-called life story is also full of lies.
Well,
I do
yeah,
know,
obviously it will be biased
I do
towards
know that
himself.
him and some guys he was with were chasing Ben Shapiro, who was walking with his children because he wanted to treat him.
Yeah,
And I don't
yeah.
know if that was because Ben Shapiro did something to him, but and at that point Nick was upset with him, or he was just
Mm.
upset with him.
Maybe he
Really
wanted to
exploit.
have like. I mean,
Yeah, but listen,
unfortunately,
I
yeah,
don't
there is that.
agree. I don't agree with the leader of the opposition in Israel. Like, I really don't like him. I'm not going to chase him around
Mm.
when he's with his kids. You know,
Yeah,
pushing
yeah.
the what do you
Unfortunately,
call it?
yeah.
Pram. He's
I've
pushing a
seen
pram.
I've seen these groypers. You
Yes.
see, the thing is, there's a groyper movement in Britain as well. There was a similar sort of thing where they would go, they would call up left wing telephone talking. You know, these call-in shows on the radio, like LBC. We have a famous one called LBC, which is a very left wing talk show, and they would call in pretending that they want to talk about whatever the subject is, but as soon as they get on the call, and as soon just before they get cut off or get thrown off, they would go into one of the contentious issues that the groypers are talking about. I don't know, or the Jewish problem, or the Islamification of Britain, whatever it is, whatever they want to highlight. And they would essentially, hijack or try to mini hijack the talk show. Now, the talk shows, obviously, after a while, they got wise to this, and so they kind of banned or stopped them from happening now, and they've kind of given up on that. But they saw that as kind of a victory. Then the next maneuver was to walk around and go to places where these people of these talk shows or other famous people in the left-wing famous people in the media could potentially be, like like Kensington High Street or Westminster or whatever. These people may be living in their neighborhoods, and they might catch them on the street, and then they would do essentially like a hijack, or not a hijack, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, just
like approach them with a microphone and a camera and say, "Could you please tell?" And they start going into all that. So this was a thing. This was a thing in Britain. This was a thing in America, and I think that is what they did to Ben Shapiro. They wanted him.
I think they were focused on him. I think they
Yeah.
They were focused on him because he's
Yeah.
Jewish.
Well, also the fact that he's a host of the Daily Wire. The minute they get a clip of them, getting Ben Shapiro in a moment in which maybe he's flustered, maybe he doesn't think clearly or doesn't answer the questions, they'll clip that and make it go viral.
I remember the big deal back then about Ben Shapiro was that he said that race does not matter.
Possibly
Yeah.
possibly that.
So what does he want? What do they expect? Someone who is a mainstream conservative, what do they expect him to say? That black people shouldn't be in America? Of course he's going to say race doesn't matter.
Well-
What matters is your loyalty to the country, your how good a person you are, and
Well, I can even answer. I can even answer.
that's what
I
he
can
was
even
saying. He
answer
wasn't,
that.
I think they want him to be an edgelord, and he's a responsible guy. He doesn't want to start
Yeah.
race wars in America. Of course he'll say
Yeah,
race doesn't
yeah,
matter.
but
There's
I
many
can
races there.
yeah, but I can even tell you why they would approach Ben Shapiro or someone like him with that sort of thing, because essentially they want to show his hypocrisy. Someone who says race doesn't matter and yet advocates for an ethno-state for the Jewish people.
Yeah.
There's an
Well,
essential built-in
the Irish
hypocrisy there.
advocate for the same thing. They even sent the
No,
IRA
no,
money.
but what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a built-in hypocrisy where
No, there is.
you're saying race doesn't matter, but it doesn't only matter. It doesn't matter in the United States, but it certainly matters or ethnicity or heritage matters in Israel. So when you're in that hypocritical position, then
It's not
they will
hypocritical.
expose it for that.
It's not
But-
hypocritical. You could
Well-
at the same time you could say that the Irish in America, they actually went against an ally of the US.
Of Britain, of America, yeah.
And they
By
sent
supporting
money
the Irish.
to the IRA, who were trying to
IRA,
kill British citizens. They were not
True,
campaigning.
They
for-
were, yeah, but the fact is that they would have been, yeah, but they're not going to be praised as supporting a terrorist organization. or at least a terrorist
No,
organization for the
but nobody's
British.
going to criticize them for wanting to help their motherland.
But what I'm saying is that those are the
I've never heard any
situations.
talk
Those are the
about the
types of things.
Irish are not being loyal to America because they supported Irish independence.
Yeah, but I
the
mean, in all
truth is
honesty, I could
different.
even point something out that Ben Shapiro recently said, which is crazy hypocritical in itself.
What did he say?
He was on the
understand that.
trigonometry. He was recently on the trigonometry podcast interview, and he said that if you can't live where you were born, you shouldn't expect to be able to live where you were born. If you can't afford to live where you're born, you go where the opportunities are. And that's been the history of the United States since its inception.
That's a libertarian.
Yeah, but the fact is that if that is his position, that you go where the opportunities are, then he can never complain about an Ecuadorian who moves to the United States.
He meant inside the America.
No, but that's the thing. It doesn't matter whether you mean it from the inside or anywhere. The fact is that if a person from Cuba, if a person from Mexico cannot live in there, they are moving where opportunities are, and you're chastising them, and you're telling them you're not allowed to come in the United States because you're going to take away things from my position, from where I am, because I live in the United States. I already have all my legalities, and so no, I don't want you to come in and take away resources from me, whilst at the same time telling people in New York that if New York is too expensive for you, but you were born and raised in New York, well, go where the opportunities are.
I understand, but that's a standard libertarian position in America. Every libertarian will say that.
But what I mean is,
but they never say Dave Smith is crazy for saying that.
Dave Smith doesn't actually. But Dave Smith is a liberal who advocates for ICE to be eradicated and for foreigners to pour into Britain, America. Sorry, he's not an anti-borders, strict immigration guy.
Ron Paul, which libertarians.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Ron Paul is not for closing the borders, then
I think Ben Shapiro's
insane.
attitude is he was speaking about prices in New York City.
I understand. No, I understand. He's talking about internally, but that same philosophy.
No, it's not hypocrisy because it says that inside America we've created a system that we all pay for and pay to maintain. And one of the advantages of our system is that if the town you're in is bad, you're free to move. That we give you the freedom. That's the libertarian idea of America. Go where the opportunity is. But that's how California was born. So it's part of their spirit is go where there are opportunities. But inside that square, that rectangle, they've created and paid for, and they defend and protect and protect the land and protect the nature there and develop it. And pay for everything there, so it's theirs. If that has nothing to do with immigration, it's like if we share the house, and you said, "Do you want to swap rooms?" And I said, "Yeah, I like your room." And you said, "Okay, well, I like your room." We swapped rooms because we both share the house. We agreed together to do it.
I can see what you're saying.
But someone from outside
I think
say, "Hey, I want to swap our room with you,"
No, but the fact is that if you're in, I mean, I can see where you're coming from. But from the external,
I think it's because they want to
essentially
catch a Jew,
yeah, but no, it's because Ben Shapiro is contentious. But the fact is that he can go ahead and re-explain that and say, "Oh, well, I only meant inside the country."
He said it clearly.
But ultimately, no. But what he said about the history of the United States is that people from England moved to the New World. Yeah, that's what he said. He said that's been the history of the United States, alluding to the fact that the United States was founded on the British and the Irish and the Europeans moving to the New World. They went where the opportunity was.
He didn't say that.
No, I'm not saying he said those exact things, but that is what he alluded to.
No, it
the
wasn't.
history of the United States.
That's the people that clipped him and say that he said. But actually, I watched the show and he didn't say anything like that. He was saying specifically about the prices in New York.
So when he said the history of the United States, what did he mean by that?
He means exactly what I said. The people moved to the West. That's how California was created. That's how Hollywood was created. Los Angeles. People moved around for looking for opportunities. Created all the different places in America. That's how America was built. That's exactly what he meant. And you can go back to lectures he gave in the past. No, I'm telling you, you can go back to lectures he gave in the past where he says it exactly in those terms. It's part of his vision of the libertarian America, is that the freedom to move. You don't like the laws in California, move to Nashville. You don't like the laws in Nashville, move to Wyoming. Find a place that suits you, where the rules are, the culture is, the opportunities suit you. You know, that's he says it clearly many times. He gave lots of talks about this where he explains it. And it's not his idea. This is an old libertarian tradition, because he is a libertarian. I don't like libertarian.
Yeah.
But that's where he's coming from. He's saying inside America,
the
story of America is people moving around and building new cities. Like, I mean,
yeah,
that's the story of America.
I'll be honest with you. Your explanation, 100%.
Listen to
makes sense and hold water, because
I don't agree with it, but that's his point.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is there is no real reason to assume anything else. I mean, I myself took it as, okay, so he's being hypocritical. He can't tell a Mexican not to come to the United States then, because they're doing exactly what he advised, which is to go where the opportunities are.
No,
but in
because
your
the
case,
Mexicans
if you're explaining
it, did not fight. His ancestors did not fight for the creation of the country, and he didn't do it legally. If someone did it legally,
then
okay. I mean, maybe, right? Maybe.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, if once you're actually looking at it, and there's no way for me to prove that he intended anything else other than.
Well, you can listen to previous things he said. I'm not a huge Ben Shapiro fan, but
yeah,
I can see exactly what's happening, and what's happening is dishonest, and it's because of people playing on the hate of
because
Jewish people, and they're using it to their advantage. And
I also think that
it's a disaster what's happening to America right now.
Yeah, I also agree on the fact that there's a lot of people jumping on the Fuentes bandwagon, because Fuentes has suddenly bumped up again. You know what I mean? He was kind of there. I mean, I knew he was on like Rumble, but I find his voice very annoying. I'll be perfectly honest. If I'm to be fair, I'm not a fan of Shapiro's voice either.
No.
This sort of nasally, fast talking sort of.
I never liked him.
It's not my thing.
I never liked him, but I mean, I don't hate him.
Yeah, I still agree with his points, and there's plenty of points that he's made which are factual. But
I agree with his more conservative points, less with his libertarian nonsense.
Yeah, but. Yeah, and Fuentes is actually in very similar sort of nasally, sort of sounding kind of. They don't have bass in their voice. They have a very sort of low bass
also, I
voices.
would say, Fuentes is no conservative. He's not married.
Fuentes,
he's not.
I mean, he's
traditional at all. Where Ben Shapiro is the ultimate conservative, married. Has children, has a family, has a community. Does all the all the things.
He ticks all the boxes of Jewish conservatism, as in a Jewish religious conservative.
But general,
absolutely,
just general.
But I mean, he doesn't. Did you see the interview that he did with Dave Rubin, where he said he would not go to Dave Rubin's wedding even if he was invited, because he's unashamedly religious. You know what I mean? And he totally disapproves of these things that are not from the Jewish religion. So he's unashamedly religious, and a conservative religious.
I'll tell you one point that I heard made, and I thought about before. I think what's happening, America was built on this kind of Protestant ideal.
Yeah.
And the more, if you notice, a lot of these so-called America First movements and the so-called radical left, they come from other backgrounds. A lot of them.
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
something
well, a
going on,
lot of them
and you can include
come
Jews.
from non-religious
Not
background,
just
I would
that, but the
imagine.
names. Look at the names. The names are not Anglo names, they're not Protestant names. A lot of them. There's a certain push from Catholics, from Muslims, and some Jews as well against
Mm.
the Protestant ideals, and they're actually undoing the idea of America. Because if you look at America, America is more loyal to the Old Testament than any country on earth, more than Israel.
Mm.
The idea of the three branches of government comes from the Bible. If you look at the Supreme Court, Moses is the lawgiver. They've got the Ten
That's
Commandments.
true, yeah.
On the Liberty Bell, he talks about the Exodus, or I can't remember the exact quote. America is very strongly connected to the Old Testament, less to the New Testament, which is a Protestant tradition, especially the type of Protestant that kind of set the American idea in motion. And then you see the people that don't feel at ease with this kind of style tend to be from other background. Not always, but there's a strong tendency there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, if you look also at countries that Catholics have created and countries that Eastern Church people have created, they're all a mess. Almost all of them are a total mess. They are
True.
dictatorships, they are socialists or fascists, revolutionary, unstable. They could have the most oil in the world and they can't even get together to drill it. They could have gold mines that they all just kill each other over. They just get nothing done. And at the same time, if they land somewhere, they destroy everything where they land. So
Yeah, look at South America.
Yeah.
Predominantly Catholic.
So what I'm doing is actually Western civilization. We call it Western civilization, but it's really this Anglo-Protestant type of thinking that has created what we call the West, and they're trying to undo it. So this is what I see in Nick Fuentes, not a very English name.
Yeah, he is he's actually, his father is half Mexican.
Yeah.
That's why the Fuentes comes
or
from.
AOC, or some Jews.
Well, yeah, I mean, these are all
Jews
Catholics.
also in standing against this. But with the
And
Jews,
Fuentes is a Catholic, by the way, as well.
Yeah, if you look closely at this, you'll notice there's a lot of and what's her name? Candice, Catholic.
Is she? I didn't know.
Yes.
I didn't know she was Catholic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, is Tucker Catholic as well?
I don't know what he is. He doesn't say. I think he's just.
He might be like Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox.
That wouldn't surprise me because, again, that would fit the thinking that I'm.
That's what I'm suspicious.
So we got like an old cultural thing between
the Catholics and the Protestant.
Yeah, and the Catholics with some of the Jews and with Muslims.
And Muslims, yeah.
And so on.
And this left, and a bunch of like possible leftists.
But you look at the names.
Well, I mean, the leftists are.
You look at the names on the left, right? You look at the names. They're not. There's something going on with this.
Well, I mean, I think the left. Split. Yeah, I think the left is essentially at the moment just got this unholy alliance between the communists and the Muslims, which is where, yeah, that's what they've got. They've got that at the moment as a major issue. I mean, this Mamdani guy, although he's professing, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, he's a communist, and they're all focused on this communist rhetoric. I'm like, that's just them. That's just him to get in.
Yeah.
He used that in order to obfuscate from his Islamic roots. He's a Muslim through and through. This is the playbook of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah.
He is nothing. He doesn't give a shit about your communism. He is a Sharia boy all the way. It's just he needed this in order to convince you morons that he cares about some sort of social goals.
And notice that all these America First guys don't talk about this. They didn't try to even fight in New York. They had a
Yeah.
crucial election in Virginia or Georgia or wherever. They didn't do anything to help their own
Oh,
party.
oh, here's something I
So
want
the
to say.
American first.
I saw this on X just today. Pamela Geller. I don't know if you know her, but she's like this Lebanese girl, woman who's strict
She's
vehemently
Jewish, Pamela
anti-Islam.
Geller.
Is she Pamela Geller?
Are you talking about Bridget?
No.
Bridget,
No, Gabrielle something.
Bridget Gabriel, something like that.
Bridget Gabriel.
Yes, she's
Exactly,
Lebanese
that
Christian.
one.
She lived in
Yeah,
Israel
Lebanese
for a
Christian.
while. Israel saved her
Yeah.
life, basically.
Yeah. That's right. But she literally read out something like 40 odd candidates, Muslim candidates, Muslim Brotherhood candidates that were elected this last cycle. This last election cycle that they just had.
Well, in
With
America.
Mamdani being in New York City, but in fact Mamdani was the distraction.
Yes.
Everybody talked about him, whilst 42 other Muslim candidates were elected in all different levels of office: councillors, governors, judges,
Yeah.
mayors, on all levels.
And all these
They
America
were
First guys, where are they?
there. They're just nowhere.
They're not America First,
Nowhere.
are they? It's a big con. It's a big con. Muslims are taking over the government, and they're like talking about imaginary Jews in Israel.
But that's what I meant. That's what I mean. Yeah, there was a lot.
And
there was a lot that
by
went
the
down.
way, all Israel gets from America is a 10% discount on weapons. That's it.
Out of all of that.
Yeah, that's what we get, 10% discount. But for the 10%, you know what we have to do? We have to commit to buying only from America. And if we want to buy from another country, we have to get the Americans to okay it, and they will only agree if they cannot sell us that item. So they strangled the British defense industry, because the British products that we would love to buy, but we can't buy them because of America, because of this deal. So that we're locked in to buy from America. We can't even make our own, what do you call them? Artillery. We can't make our artillery shells because we have a contract that we're not allowed to with America. We have to buy them from America. And that's for the 10% discount they're all crying about, while they're giving billions to other countries that hate them and conspire to destroy them.
Yes.
This is America First. It's a joke. I will destroy Nick Fuentes in a few minutes.
I think that's actually what they see, because when we
And
were
I'm
talking,
nobody.
I was trying to
Nobody.
put
I mean,
to
there are
you.
people who know so much
Yeah.
more than I do. I mean, I'm a computer
But
guy.
that's
I'm
the
an
thing.
IT guy,
That's the
like
thing.
you, right? You're an IT guy.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
That's
is,
all. Yeah, I
Mr.
don't-
Mossad, I was trying to put forward those arguments in order to see where the real counter arguments are, because everyone who interviews him, even though I still give Bet David a little bit of credit that he wasn't trying to be adversarial, but he wasn't really
No, I
giving,
get
he
it.
wasn't really
I get
pushing
it.
back against Fuentes. But Fuentes needed some kind of what we just had. You know what I mean? Where you would then turn around and say, actually, these are the facts. These are the people who support Israel, and 40 odd, only 40, in fact, 40% of Jews don't even support the state of Israel, and this many Christians actually are the Zionists in the United States. So if you want to go after anyone, go after these people. But what I'm saying is, all of these things should have been aired, and I haven't seen anyone air these.
You know
things.
why?
I haven't seen anyone talk to
Because
Fuentes in this way.
They don't talk to anyone who actually, they're afraid. Tucker would not talk to an Israeli guy that can destroy him. Right?
Well, that as well, but not Tucker. I'm talking someone actually, But the thing is, you see, someone like Shapiro. Shapiro thinks he's too high and mighty to debate Fuentes. He thinks he's above him, and he thinks that if he talks to him, he's going to give him a platform. So he won't do it. He won't have the debate.
I'll tell you why Shapiro thinks this way, and he's correct. Because before they murdered the Jews, they have debates. And if you win, you lose. And if you lose, you lose. Because if you win, you humiliated the hero, and they get very angry. And if you lose, well, you lost. So you cannot win those debates. In the end, they'll try to kill you.
I don't know.
I don't think
Because
you can.
The thing is, Fuentes.
The Jewish experience shows that if you debate these people, they just get more angry and more murderous.
I don't know, because this is a very different era. You know, if you get viral clips, if you get moments in which Fuentes is stuck, because right now, I'll tell you why. Right now, the reason people say someone like Shapiro would never debate Fuentes is because he would lose. Is because he would have to air out actually the arguments that Fuentes has, and he won't be able to counter them. Right now, that is what they're winning on, is the fact that no one is actually challenging or pushing Fuentes, because they say, well, if they actually push Fuentes will actually win in these arguments. He will have points that they can't counter.
Do you see common news with Dave Smith?
No.
He actually destroyed Dave Smith. He was embarrassing. I mean, Nick Fuentes, for example, and Dave Smith keeps talking about Israel got us into the Iraq war, right? That's one of, we're fighting Israel.
That's another talking point.
Yeah, Israel was against the Iraq war. It was against the Iraq war. To say that Israel was pushed America, no. Israel tried to stop America from the Iraq war because the Israeli government thought that it would cause the rise of Iran, and of course they were right.
Yeah, it kind of did, and they also created ISIS and all the other shit.
They didn't actually say that, so they didn't foresee that. But they said it will cause ethnic problems in Iraq. There will be lots of problems in Iraq, and the Iranians will then use it.
Lots of people actually said it'll be a massive quagmire. But the thing is,
so this was
a lot of people.
Israeli position. All they have to do is check. They don't want to know the truth. They want to.
Maybe.
They want to destroy America, really. They hate America as it is. Nick said he hates America. He actually said it. He's on video saying he hates America.
Now, I have to admit this. When Israel pushed to attack Iran in the last year or so, actually, it was this year. It was a few months back. I genuinely thought this is going to spark some serious shit. And I was impressed. I was impressed that they managed to take out those, nuclear facilities. America was actually involved, and they didn't, take us into an open war.
You know that 90% of Republicans supported this. 90%.
Yeah.
But you
if you
listen to Nick Fuentes, you'd get.
The American First guys hated it. So did
because they don't want America to be
Carlson, Candace Owens.
Yes, because they want America to lose. People. They work for Qatari interests. They listen to Press TV.
Maybe I don't know. But generally, though, I was worried. I literally started a bunch of different little streams with World War III as day number 14.
Nah.
Because I was like, oh shit, this is it. This is gonna take
the whole thing was a charade. It was played by Trump and Bibi. They played everyone.
Yeah.
They played
it was well done.
I was really listening to all the experts and I was laughing, before that, and I was laughing at the paranoia and all this nonsense. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Americans live in TV land. They don't live in reality.
Yeah, sometimes we're a bit too online. Mr. Mossad, I gotta go. It seems Slim has already left us. My breathing has become very labored. Yes, I'm barely breathing now.
Do you smoke?
No,
you don't smoke, do you?
No, I don't smoke. I've never smoked in my life. As in, I've never bought a packet of cigarettes in my life. I've smoked like with friends and whatnot.
That's
puff
okay.
Here and there.
I smoke.
I don't. Yeah, you smoke.
Yeah. Anyway, I have to go too. So let's
take care, my good sir.
Always good talking to you, man.
Always a pleasure, sir. Always a pleasure.
All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Okay, guys and girls, we're done. It's just me, myself, and I, and one other person in the chat by the looks of it. There's no one watching this. I don't even know. It was a good chat though. I fancied the chat, but I also fancied playing some videos, but never got to that. I think next time I'm gonna have to just do a show on my own and just play the videos. Maybe tomorrow night. Maybe I'll do the videos I wanted to play tonight tomorrow, and see how that goes. It didn't exactly work out the way I planned, but always pleasure talking to Mr. Mossad. Thank you, Base Welshman. Thank you everyone in the chat who showed up. Slim, Lieutenant, Lynn Chalmers, Fun with Dirts, Mr. Mossad, and I believe that's yeah. Helen, thank you for coming, Helen. It was a quiet one tonight. Oh, Open Your Eyes, big up Jordan. Open Your Eyes as well. Yeah, it was a kind of a quiet one. I think because I haven't done a show on this channel for so long, nobody knows about it, and it certainly doesn't get advertised on YouTube anymore. So I'm not gonna get some randos walking in. Anyway, guys, yeah, let's do it again next time. For now, I am going to just maybe I'll play a couple of tunes because believe it or not, I actually like these tunes that I started to create. I kind of like them. They're very funky. I actually used a sort of style of music that is associated with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and one from Queen. In fact, I want to play one of the Queen ones. Yeah, let's play one of the Queen ones. And let me see if I can find a loop video. I don't know. Let's stop playing one of the musics and then we'll go for the loop. Oh, this one just finished. See? It's got that slap bass funk to it. I like it. Sorry about that, guys. That was after something like this.
Cobblestones talk, whispers spread, shadows stands where stories bled. Screens flash blue, headlines scream, reality fades, just a meme. The night won't tell, but the streets still know. Underground whispers, the truth will show. City sparks, city sparks. They fly so high, fake truths crumble, can't deny. Miami heat, Paris dreams, fighting the lies that split the seams. New York sighs as the skyline cries. Paris winks with the clever disguise. London roars, the Thames still flows. Miami subbends where the fake news grows. City sparks, city sparks. They fly so high, fake truths crumble, can't deny. Miami heat, Paris dreams, fighting the lies that split the seams. Fighting the lies that split the seams. Fighting the lies that split the seams.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to 69.5 FM. We're here for the majority of tonight, giving you soulful tunes from our favorite AI. Here's one in the style of Queen.
On the streets of love, where the shadows grow, the faces tell stories only time could know. Brick by brick, dreams rise and fall. In the quiet of the night, I hear it all. Oh, the streets of love, they hold us tight through the darkest days into the light. This country and land, it's where we stand. We are champions, hand in children's laughter echoes down the lane. Through joy and sorrow, sunshine and rain, flags wave high in the morning breeze. A promise whispered through the trees. We build, we fight, we mend what's torn. Together we rise, reborn. Oh, the streets of love, they hold us tight through the darkest days into the light. This country and land, it's where we stand. We are champions, hand in hand. The moon with the stars above, stitch our dreams on the streets of love. Every stone, every step, and every mile carries the weight of a nation's smile.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You've been listening to the soulful song of the Streets of Love, created by Banksy Style. And I'm not even sure if this is coming through. I think it is, yes. Nice. We're going to move on to something a little bit more upbeat and rocky. This one is called Ablaze, Streets Ablaze.
stomping on the crowded street, interviews and protest blend. A symphony that has no end. Hear the voices rising high, questions burning in the sky. Steps of anger, steps of hope, through the chaos we all go. Words are weapons, fists are raised. Every moment feels ablaze. In the streets where change begins, the fight goes on, the people win. Words are weapons, fists are raised. Every moment feels ablaze. In the streets where change begins, the fight goes on, the people win.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that actually ended quite abruptly. I thought that was gonna kind of quite, slowly finish, but no, just cut out right there in the middle. Okay, this one's called Epic Rock Track AI. I'm not actually sure what this one is, but one last one for the road. Okay, that looks like that one ended rather short again. I thought it was going to be much longer. Let's try this one.
The streets are loud, the voices shout, echoes of change they scream about. crowded street, interviews and protests blend. A symphony that has no end. Hear the voices rising high, questions burning in the sky. Steps of anger, steps of hope, through the chaos we all go. Words are weapons, fists are raised. Every moment feels ablaze. In the streets where change begins, the fight goes on, the people win. Words are weapons, fists are raised. Every moment feels ablaze. In the streets where change begins, the fight goes on, the people win.
Alrighty then. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is our time to go. Okay. How do I get myself back on here? Here we are. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been emotional. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Peace.